Chapter 329. After Man Xin consumed the night rain wind listening pill, Yin Huanma didn't waste any time. Since they had to wait here for half an hour, since he had the night rain wind listening pill, he might as well consume it. Yin Huanma was still a distance away from the ninth true spirit realm, but after consuming the night rain wind listening pill, he wouldn't be far off. Long Yu didn't take the time to consume the night rain wind listening pill. A mere night rain wind listening pill wouldn't allow him to increase his martial Dao realm. He directly threw the night rain wind listening pill to the 9 underworld dragon seal, allowing it to absorb the medicinal energy and store it. In that hour, he left the divine hall. He flew above the divine hall and carefully observed his surroundings. An hour later, Long Yu returned to the palace and saw that Man Xin had already stepped into the 9th layer of the true spirit realm. "Congratulations, brother man," Long Yu said with a smile. "Sorry for wasting everyone's time." Man Xin laughed and said apologetically, "But now that my martial Dao realm has increased, I'll have more confidence in fighting others and won't be completely suppressed by them. Let's pack up and continue." Long Yu nodded his head and brought the two of them out of the shrine. As he had already surveyed the terrain just now, he led the two of them straight towards the north after leaving the shrine. "There's an abyss in front. I'll take you there." After Long Yu said this, a pair of black wings spread out from his back, making him look like a ferocious dragon sparrow as he flew into the sky. "Long Yu, you can fly?" Man Xion's eyes widened in disbelief. The Tang Empire knew that Long Yu could fly, but Man Xion was from ancient Mongolia, so he hadn't heard of it. Now that he saw it, he was naturally shocked. "Don't be surprised, this kid knows a lot." Yin Huanmo chuckled and stretched out his hands to hug Long Yu. Then, he flew with him. "This is great, bring me along, bring me along." Man Xion laughed heartily. "I made the right choice to team up with you, brother Long." He strode to Long Yu's side and grabbed Long Yu's arm. Just like that, Long Yu carried the two of them and quickly flew over 100 zhong wide abyss. If it weren't for the fact that he could fly, he would have to waste at least an hour to cross this abyss. Only then would he be able to go around it. On the other side of the abyss, there was a large desert area. Occasionally, there were stone forest pillars that reached into the clouds, and yellow sand filled the sky. The divine hall of revelation in the yellow sand gradually appeared in the sight of the three. "Let's run on the ground. It'll be faster." The trio landed on the ground. If Long Yu were to fly alone, he would of course be faster than running on the ground. However, if he were to carry two people, it would be more difficult for him to maintain his balance, and his speed would be slower than 3 people running together. Moreover, it was easier to expose oneself to the eyes of others by flying in the air. In an environment like the Heavenly Mandate sand table, it was not appropriate. The 3 of them stepped on the yellow sand and ran toward the divine hall of revelation in the yellow sand. Long Yu used the soul-searching skill along the way and saw many places where the violent spiritual chi of heaven and earth gathered, but he carefully avoided those areas. Therefore, until now, the 3 of them had not seen any natural disasters in the sand table small world. However, in addition to the 3 of them, many people had been attacked by some natural disasters in the sand table small world and were sent out when they were on the verge of death, losing the qualification to continue exploring in the Heavenly Mandate sand table. These natural disasters could be lightning storms, earthquakes, tsunamis, sandstorms. No matter what kind of natural disaster it was not something that a rank 8 or rank 9 true spirit martial cultivator could withstand. On the other hand, the experts of the Heaven Realm, due to being able to fly in the air, were able to avoid many dangers in the world. In just 2 hours, 4 or 5 groups with a total of more than 10 people had been eliminated, which showed how powerful the natural disasters in the sand table small world were. There's someone ahead. When approaching the divine hall of revelation in the yellow sand, Long Yu and the other 2 each had a trace of vigilance, because they felt that there seemed to be other people near the divine hall. If the other party was focused on hiding and preparing to launch a sneak attack, it would definitely be a big trouble for Long Yu. However, the other party did not seem to be preparing to launch a sneak attack. Just when Long Yu and the other 2 were on their guard, Three young genius martial arts practitioners in snow-white clothes swaggered out from behind a stone pillar and appeared in front of Long Yu and the others. It's Xiao Yu from the Ice Source Temple. Long Yu narrowed his eyes and recognized the identity of the other party at a glance. Haha, it's really a small world for enemies. Long Yu, I didn't expect to meet you here. Didn't you expect it? Xiao Yu laughed and said with his usual arrogant expression, You want to enter the Divine Hall in front of you, don't you? It's a pity that we found that Divine Hall first, so get out of my way. It's indeed a small world for enemies. Long Yu chuckled. Xiao Yu, are you sure you found the Divine Hall first? If I say so, then so be it. What do you do to me? Xiao Yu smiled disdainfully. Long Yu, if you know what's good for you, then scram. I'm giving you a chance. I'll count to 3. If you don't scram, then you'll have to bear the consequences yourself. Xiao Yu and his 2 companions were all experts in the 9th level of the true spirit realm. They glanced at Long Yu and the other 2. Apart from Man Xian, who had just reached the 9th level of the true spirit realm, Long Yu and Yanhuan Mo were both in the 8th level of the true spirit realm. Under such circumstances, they obviously felt that they were qualified to be arrogant and occupy the Divine Hall in front of them. Let's do it. As soon as the other party finished talking, Long Yu gave the signal to attack Man Xian and Yanhuan Mo, 3 rank 9 true spirit fellows. Even if it was the leader, Xiao Yu, he would only barely be able to defeat a 9th level beast. His strength was just too weak. To Long Yu, he was not even an opponent. If one had to compare, Xiao Yu's strength would at most be around the same as Flying Crow Du Sun's subordinate, Dark Crow, that Long Yu had killed before. When Long Yu had just stepped into the true spirit realm, he could already kill Dark Crow, so why would he be afraid of Xiao Yu now? Even if Xiao Yu had 2 other rank 9 true spirit companions, Long Yu did not need to be afraid at all. One had to know that Long Yu also had Man Xian and Yanhuan Mo's help. Damn, this brat is courting death. Kill him. Xiao Yu wanted to act arrogantly for a while, but he saw that Long Yu had chosen to directly attack and charge at them. In this kind of situation, if he continued to speak nonsense, it would seem like his intelligence was a bit low. Immediately, he prepared to receive Long Yu's attack. Xiao Yu coldly snorted and waved his hands. Instantly, his white robe released a biting cold air, and a mysterious jade grade ice law power exploded from his body. So you've comprehended a mysterious jade grade law domain. No wonder you're so arrogant. Long Yu's lips curled up. It seemed like this Xiao Yu was still holding back when he was dealing with a 9th level beast. Otherwise, the battle would not have been so difficult. However, this did not affect Long Yu. Lunar Moon, come out. The moon of extreme, true spirit appeared behind Long Yu. At the same time, the domain of the laws of extreme, rumbled out and instantly collided with Xiao Yu's ice domain. These 2 laws of the heavens and earth were both cold and oppressive. However, Long Yu's lunar law was a heavenly tablet law, an earth seal grade law of the heavens and earth. It was a level higher than Xiao Yu's ice law. This difference in the level of the laws of the heavens and earth made Xiao Yu not Long Yu's match at all. What? Heavenly tablet law. Xiao Yu could feel his ice domain being pushed back. He could not help gritting his teeth, and his face was filled with disbelief. Heavenly tablet law. He knew that since Long Yu could defeat a high-level beast, he was definitely not weak. However, he never thought that Long Yu's strength would be this strong. In the previous round, the strength that Long Yu displayed was probably just the tip of the iceberg. Ice Wolf True Spirit. Xiao Yu gritted his teeth, and an Ice Wolf True Spirit appeared behind him. Instantly, his ice domain's strength increased by several times, finally being able to fight against Long Yu's lunar domain. The 2 people beside him wanted to work together to pressure Long Yu, but they were faced with Man Xian and Yanhuan Mo's attacks. Man Xian had just stepped into the 9th level of the true spirit realm, so he was not very familiar with his strength. However, this did not affect him holding back one of them. He charged forward and threw out a punch and a kick. They were all close-range, offensive martial skills. Each of these martial skills was fatal. Not only did they want to kill the opponent, but they also wanted to kill themselves. Man Xian's fighting style was actually a way to injure both sides. It was exactly the same as when he fought against the middle-level beast. He was a major general of the Gumeng kingdom. On the battlefield, it was usually either you die or I die. In such an environment, Man Xian's fighting style was filled with primitive cruelty. Even if he had to put his life on the line, he had to completely defeat his opponent. Facing the crazy Man Xian, his opponent obviously did not dare to fight him head-on. The young genius from the Ice Origin Temple was constantly being pushed back. He only wanted to hold back this madman and wait for the other two to finish off their opponents before attacking Man Xian. However, he had underestimated the strength of Long Yu and Yin Huan Mo. Yin Huan Mo faced another opponent in the 9th level of the True Spirit Realm alone. Because she was only in the 8th level of the True Spirit Realm, she was definitely not a match under normal circumstances. Therefore, she raised her hand and directly used 1,000th of the power of the fighting character. With each stroke, the divine character appeared and a burst of golden light flashed. The disciple from the Ice Origin Temple was shocked and kept on retreating. The divine character was beyond their understanding. When he was not clear about the situation, he obviously did not dare to casually take on the attack. He could only keep on retreating. He had the same idea as the other person, which was to wait for the other two to finish off their opponents before dealing with Yin Huan Mo. It would be more stable that way. However, he did not know that he would never be able to wait for such an opportunity. Heaven-suppressing sun, come out. Behind Long Yu, the sun True Spirit and the moon True Spirit intertwined, making the pressure of the moon domain stronger. Moon Killing Saber Ray. Chapter 330. The Killing Moon Saber Light was a powerful attack that Long Yu could use now. Although it was not a martial arts skill, it did not consume much of his Xian Qi when he condensed the Taiyin Law into a saber light and danced it. In this way, the Killing Moon Saber Light was equivalent to a conventional attack, and its power was amazing. Xiao Yu's body was covered with a layer of frost armor, trying to resist the Killing Moon Saber Light. However, he soon found that the defensive martial arts skill he used could not resist the Killing Moon Saber Light at all. In just a few breaths' time, his layer of frost armor was completely shattered by the moon-slaying saber light, shattering into countless pieces. It no longer had the slightest bit of defense. But Long Yu's moonslay saber light was still unceasingly sweeping over. True Spirit. In a hurry, Xiao Yu could only use his Ice Wolf True Spirit to try to resist Long Yu's Killing Moon Saber Light. Naive, Long Yu narrowed his eyes. When he was in the rank 6 True Spirit, his Killing Moon Saber Light could already deal with a True Spirit entity in the rank 9 True Spirit, let alone now that he had stepped into the rank 8 True Spirit. The Killing Moon Saber Light carried infinite power and quickly attacked the Ice Wolf True Spirit. The Ice Wolf True Spirit roared and tried to resist, but the terrifying, destructive power of the moon-slaying saber light cut open the Ice Wolf True Spirit's body. In an instant, the Ice Wolf True Spirit was riddled with holes, and it was severely injured. The Ice Wolf True Spirit had already merged with heaven and earth. If it was damaged, it would also be very harmful to the martial cultivator. At this moment, the Ice Wolf True Spirit was only cut on the surface by the Killing Moon Saber Light. But Xiao Yu was already in great pain, as if there were countless ants gnawing on his dantian. Come back. Xiao Yu had to withdraw the Ice Wolf True Spirit and shouted angrily, Long Yu, stop. I'll give the Revelation Temple to you. We have no grudge against each other, so there's no need to fight. Obviously, he also saw that his two companions were being held back by Man Xian and Yin Huan Mo, and he was no match for Long Yu, so he finally decided to beg for mercy. Unfortunately, why would Long Yu care about the words that were spoken in a moment of desperation? I don't think I need you to give up the heavenly mandate divine palace to me, right? Long Yu laughed. You said it yourself. We have no enmity between us. If that's the case, why do you keep targeting me? Do you find me an eyesore? I was wrong. I apologize. Now let us leave. Xiao Yu's tone was still a little arrogant and commanding. In his opinion, he had already apologized to Long Yu, which was a great honor for Long Yu. Long Yu could not be bothered to waste his breath on him. The moon-slaying saber light continued to sweep out, tearing through the air, causing Xiao Yu's expression to change drastically. Xiao Yu had already used all of his methods, and even the Ice Wolf True Spirit had been heavily injured. Right now, he had no way of resisting Long Yu's attack. At this moment, Xiao Yu was feeling a little regretful. He must have been out of his mind to provoke this Long Yu. This kid has the backing of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm. How can he be so easy to deal with? I should have known. Xiao Yu gritted his teeth and thought. His heart was full of unwillingness. He turned and ran into the distance. But how could his speed compare to the moon-slaying saber light? The saber light was bright, and the cold power invaded Xiao Yu's body. Just as he was about to die, the mysterious power of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table appeared and teleported him out of the small world of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. Xiao Yu managed to keep his life, but he also lost the qualification to compete for treasures in the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. If they did not do anything in the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, then in the following stages of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, the gap between their comprehensive scores and the others would definitely grow larger. In the end, there would be no possibility for them to stand out in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. The scene of Xiao Yu being chased and beaten by Long Yu was transmitted into the eyes of his two companions, causing them to panic. The two still wanted to escape, but with Long Yu joining the battle, how could they escape? After half an hour, Long Yu, together with Man Xian, Yin Huan, and Mo, sent Xiao Yu's team out of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. Even if they wanted to run, they could not escape from Long Yu's palm. Are you all right? Long Yu checked the status of Yin Huan, Mo, and Man Xian and found that they were not injured. We are fine. That person did not even dare to use his full strength when fighting against me. He was actually frightened by the power of the divine text. Yin Huanma gently combed her hair and smiled elegantly. Me too. Man Xian laughed and said, Is my fighting style really that frightening? That person did not dare to fight against me and only knew how to defend. As the saying goes, in a fight, one should be afraid of those who do not care about their lives. You risked your life to fight against them. Of course, they are afraid of you. Yin Huanimo chuckled. Well, let's see what is in that divine hall. Long Yu pointed to the Heavenly Mandate divine hall in the desert, then got up and ran toward the divine hall with the other two. Soon, the three stepped into the divine hall in the desert. In the center of the empty divine hall, there was a wooden box. Long Yu used the spirit-seeking skill and saw through the box that there was a golden light in the shape of a broadsword. It's a broadsword combat weapon, and it even has a set of saber martial skills. The three of them opened the wooden box and saw that there was a broadsword combat weapon and a saber technique secret manual inside. This broadsword is a middle-grade black-level combat weapon. The three were shocked. Man Xian, I'll give these two items to you. Long Yu made up his mind. The broadsword combat weapon and the saber martial skills were useless to Long Yu, and Yin Huanimo was not suitable to use the broadsword, so he decided to give it to Man Xian. How can I accept it? Man Xian did not dare to take it. Just take it. Let's move forward and read the saber art manual. Try to learn it as soon as possible. Long Yu shook his head. Your reckless fighting style is fine against those with average strength. However, if you were to face an expert, it would be completely useless. Instead, it would cause you to die even faster. I understand. Man Xian nodded. Unconsciously, Man Xian had developed trust in Long Yu and was extremely convinced by what he said. He saw how Long Yu dealt with Xiao Yu and knew that although Long Yu was only in the rank 8 True Spirit, he was much stronger than him. In the next operation of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, if he did not want to be a burden to Long Yu, he had to constantly improve his strength. Now, the broadsword and the martial skills in the Divine Hall were an excellent opportunity for him. Man Xian carried the broadsword on his back and held the saber art manual in his hand. While reading, he followed Long Yu out of the Divine Hall in the desert with Yin Huan Mo. Where should we go? Yin Huan Mo looked at Long Yu. This way. Long Yu pondered and pointed to the east. Although he could use the soul-searching skill, he could not see too far away. The east was the center of the entire southern region of the heavenly mandate sand table. If the divine hall appeared, it would definitely appear in the center. If they want to snatch it, they must be fully prepared. After all, it was very likely that they would face experts in the heavenly being's secret realm. Man Xin and Yin Huan Mo did not object to Long Yu's decision. The three of them walked all the way to the east in the desert. At this moment, in other places of the heavenly mandate sand table, there were more and more conflicts between martial arts practitioners. Not only the conflicts between groups, but also the conflicts within groups. For example, Long Yu found a divine hall, but the divine hall only provided treasures for one person. In that case, who would get the treasure? Because of this, many of the groups that were formed at the last minute had internal conflicts and started fighting. Of course, they were in the same group after all. If they wanted to continue in the heavenly mandate sand table, they could not fight too fiercely. They must fight to decide the ownership of the treasures. In this way, the time of many groups was wasted on fighting for treasures. There were also many groups of 3 people who knew that time was precious in the heavenly mandate sand table, so they did not waste time on the distribution of treasures. Instead, they decided to take turns. According to the order, every time they found a divine hall, the treasures in it would belong to the corresponding person, which saved a lot of time. But in this way, if they were like Long Yu and found a divine hall with 3 elixirs, it would not be worth it, because the 3 elixirs belonged to one person, and that person could only take one. As for the other 2, because of the agreement, that person would not give them to the other 2. He would hide them and take them out to sell in exchange for other elixirs. In this way, the strength of these people in the heavenly mandate sand table could not be improved too quickly. Unlike Long Yu and the other 2, every divine hall they found could improve their strength to a certain level. Especially Man Xin, who first stepped into the 9th level of the True Spirit secret realm, and then obtained the secret manual of broadsword and saber techniques. If he could successfully cultivate the saber techniques, his strength would leap to become an expert in the 9th level of the True Spirit. He might even be able to challenge an upper 9th level exotic beast. Of course, the current Man Xin still lacks some foundation. After all, he was not born in a good family and did not have any fortuitous encounters. The law of heaven and earth that he comprehended was only the most basic Yellowstone law, the Wild Axe Law. If I can get the divine steel in the heavenly mandate sand table. Long Yu thought to himself and then shook his head. Even if he got the divine steel, the law of the divine steel contained in it could not be comprehended in a short time. No matter how lucky they were, Man Xin could not become an expert at the peak. On the path of martial arts, accumulation was very important. Although there were many opportunities in the heavenly mandate sand table to improve one's strength, the most important thing was to rely on oneself. The 3 continued to move forward and soon came to the shore of a lake. In the middle of this lake, there was a light blue pyramid-shaped divine hall, floating above the water. Divine hall. Long Yu and the other 2's hearts skipped a beat. They looked around and discovered that there were already several groups of people eyeing the divine hall covetously around the lake. The people closest to Long Yu and the other 2 were 3 relatively short martial cultivators. They were wearing bronze armor and bronze masks. They were the 3 martial cultivators from Dongri. In addition to these 3, there were 2 other groups of people waiting around the lake. No one dared to act rashly. There seems to be some danger in the lake, so they don't dare to act rashly. Long Yu narrowed his eyes and soon discovered this. If there was danger in the lake, ordinary martial cultivators would certainly not take the risk to move forward in the water. But this was nothing to Long Yu, because he could fly. Let's go. While the others were afraid to move, Long Yu grabbed Man Xin and Yin Huan Mo with both hands. Black wings appeared on his back, and he immediately flew toward the divine hall in the lake. This scene made the eyes of a total of 9 martial cultivators in the 3 groups widen. Chapter 3:31. Long Yu did not care about the opinions of the other 3 groups at all. He brought Man Xian and Yin Huan Mo with him as a pair of pitch-black dragon sparrow wings spread out from his back. He immediately flew high up into the sky and flew towards the divine palace in the lake. Because he was afraid that something dangerous would happen in the lake, when Long Yu flew, he was very high up in the lake. When they reached the sky above the lake and looked down at the lake, the three of them finally understood why the surrounding three groups were blocked by the lake. This lake was actually filled with extremely strong whirlpools. With a single glance, Long Yu knew that the power of the whirlpool in the lake was much stronger than the water-controlling whirlpool he had used. If an ordinary rank 9 true spirit martial cultivator entered, they would definitely die. If they wanted to reach the divine palace in the lake, they could only wait for the whirlpool in the lake to weaken. Long Yu brought Man Xian and Yin Huan Mo across the lake and quickly arrived at the entrance of the divine palace. In this short period of time, he discovered that the whirlpool in the lake was in the process of weakening. Although it was rather slow, if this continued, in another 2 to 4 hours, a rank 9 true spirit martial cultivator might be able to pass through. It was a pity that the surrounding three groups of martial cultivators could not wait until then. Seeing Long Yu and the other two step into the divine palace in the lake, the three groups of 9 martial cultivators were all filled with hatred. They had waited here for so long, but they did not expect that their spoils of war would be easily taken away by Long Yu, and they had no way of dealing with Long Yu. When he comes out, no matter what he gets from it, we must snatch it away. The three warriors of the Eastern Sun Nation exchanged glances with each other under their bronze masks. Then, they sat down by the lake and prepared to intercept Long Yu when he came out. Long Yu, Man Xian, and Yin Huan Mo walked into the divine palace in the lake. It's a gem. The three of them looked at the center of the divine palace and saw a treasure box. Inside the box was a gem that was emitting a bright light. What gem is this? Long Yu frowned slightly. He had never seen such a gem before. It didn't look like it was used to increase one's cultivation, and it didn't look like a battle weapon either. However, there was a feeling of spirituality coming from the gem. This feeling was like facing a battle weapon that resonated with him, the feeling of his heartbeat becoming one with his own. Could it be a resonance stone? Yin Huanma glanced at the gemstone and was slightly surprised, as if he had recognized something. He said, "The value of a resonance stone is definitely not inferior to a high-grade black rank combat weapon. When I was young, my younger brother had obtained one from God knows where." Resonance stone? What's its use? Man Xian asked straightforwardly. He did not want to think about how rare or precious this thing was. He only wanted to know what this resonance stone was used for. The resonance stone can be used to fuse with the battle weapon, allowing the user to resonate with the battle weapon, increasing the power that the battle weapon can display. Yin Huan Mo introduced, "I don't have any battle weapons with me. Long Yu, Man Xian, you two discuss how to divide them." A treasure that could forcefully resonate with a martial cultivator and a battle weapon. Long Yu was slightly interested and said with a smile, "I didn't expect such a treasure to exist in this world. Does that mean there's something like the Heavenly Awakening Stone, the Psychic Stone, or even the Peerless Stone that could allow a martial cultivator and a battle weapon to resonate? The Resonance Stone alone is already extremely rare. As for the other treasures you mentioned, even if there are, we won't be able to get them." Yin Huan Mo let out a wry smile. This Long Yu was quite daring. Everyone knew that there were stages for a martial cultivator to resonate with a battle weapon, but it was extremely difficult to achieve Heavenly Awakening with a battle weapon. Among 10,000 martial cultivators who possessed a battle weapon, if there were 100 who could resonate with a battle weapon, there would be less than 10 who could achieve Psychic Awakening with a battle weapon. As for those who could achieve Heavenly Awakening, there might only be 1 or 2, or none at all. If there are treasures like the Heavenly Awakening Stone or the Psychic Stone, which could allow a martial cultivator to achieve Heavenly Awakening or Psychic Awakening with a battle weapon, wouldn't such a treasure be priceless? Man Xian, take this Resonance Stone and fuse it with your saber. Long Yu picked up the brilliant Resonance Stone and threw it to Man Xian. "How can I do that?" Man Xian was startled, I've already obtained a battle weapon and a martial skill manual. This resonance stone is so precious. Why don't you keep it for yourself? Don't you have a battle weapon too? My battle weapon is either psychic awakening or soul fusion. This resonance stone is useless to me. Long Yu shook his head. The 9 underworld dragon spear was compatible with his psychic awakening, and the lunar wings was compatible with his soul fusion. Apart from these 2 top-grade spirit-grade battle weapons, Long Yu did not have any other useful battle weapons. The resonance stone was of no use to him at the moment. Is that so? Man Xian wore a doubtful expression after hearing Long Yu's explanation. If that's the case, Man Z, won't stand on ceremony with you. We're in the same group. There's no need to stand on ceremony. Long Yu waved his hand, as if he did not take it to heart. Compared to the treasures in the Divine Palace, he was more concerned about the overall score of each member of the group after obtaining the treasures. Currently, his overall score was 13 points. It was not a high score, but it was not low either. It was currently in the middle of the group. On the other hand, Yanhuan Mo had obtained a score of 10 points after comprehending the divine character fighting. His overall score had exceeded 20 points, and he was ranked among the top among the 400 martial cultivators. Of course, Man Xian wasn't a bashful person. After Long Yu finished speaking, he took the damaged resonance stone and slapped it onto the battle weapon he had just obtained. Immediately, the resonance stone fused with the big saber battle weapon, causing it to emit a dazzling light. Heartbeat, I can feel the pulse of this battle weapon. Man Xian's eyes were burning with passion. He could feel that he and the battle weapon had indeed temporarily resonated with each other. However, the resonance was not permanent. Relying on the resonance stone to harmonize with the battle weapon was only temporary. However, during the period of resonance, the chance of a martial cultivator truly harmonizing with the battle weapon was much higher than usual. 3 days of resonance was enough for Man Xian to truly harmonize with the battle weapon. A middle-grade black-level battle weapon resonates with you. It seems that your strength has definitely surpassed Yu Qianning's. Long Yu was happy to see Man Xian's improvement. The stronger Man Xian was, the greater the chance of Long Yu's group to compete for the Divine Palace and the Ultimate Shrine. Yu Qianning, if we meet in the Heavenly Mandate's sand table, my battle weapon will drink her blood. Man Xian let out a cold humph. At the mention of Yu Qianning, his eyes flickered with hatred. Yu Qianning had killed his father, the old general of the ancient Ming kingdom, Man Yi. He had to avenge his father's death. As long as he had the chance, he would not show any mercy to Yu Qianning. Man Xian, get ready to test the battle weapon. Long Yu turned around and walked toward the exit of the Divine Palace. There is still a group of people out there who haven't given up yet. Warriors from the Donri State? Man Xian's eyes lit up. Indeed, Long Yu nodded. The warriors from the Donri State seemed to be very stubborn when they made up their minds. Even though they knew that Long Yu and his group must have taken away the treasures from the Divine Palace in the lake, and even though they knew that Long Yu could fly with them, they still waited by the lake. When Long Yu brought Man Xian and Yanhuan Mo away from the godly palace in the lake and flew back to the lakeside, the 3 warriors of the Eastern Sun Country stood up. Apparently, they were ready for battle. Man Xian, I'll leave these 3 to you. Long Yu said in a low voice and threw Man Xian to the ground. In the last round of the Exotic Beast Challenge, Long Yu had observed everyone's battle. Although the 3 warriors from the Donri State were rank 9 true spirit martial cultivators, they had just reached the rank 9 true spirit not long ago, just like Feng Yao. During the Exotic Beast Challenge, the 3 of them were all lower rank exotic beasts, so it was a bit difficult for them to fight. Such an opponent was definitely not a problem for the current Man Xian. With the dark level combat weapon in his hand, Man Xian should be able to handle 3 of them at the same time. My combat weapon is thirsting for blood. Man Xian was thrown down from the sky by Long Yu. With the combat weapon in his hand, he landed heavily by the lake. With a pung sound, his feet sank deep into the mud beside the lake. It could be seen how powerful his fall was. Kill. Without any hesitation, The three warriors from the Donri state charged at Man Xian with their combat weapons in their hands. They were curious why Long Yu left Man Xian on the ground when he could fly. However, they guessed in their hearts that if Long Yu wanted to fly away with the two of them, his speed would be too slow and he would not be able to escape their pursuit. Thus, he abandoned Man Xian. Since the brawny man was abandoned, they would not let go of the chance to beat him up. The three warriors from the Donri state had no idea that Man Xian had been thrown down by Long Yu to test his combat weapon. Wild saber roll. Man Xian did not stop when he was surrounded by the three warriors. He waved the combat weapon in his hand, and a gust of wind was generated. The sweeping wild saber was one of the moves that he could use after resonating with the big saber battle weapon. It was similar to Long Yu's spiritual martial skill, reverse scale touch. When Man Xian swung his combat weapon, the combat weapon instantly drowned the three warriors from the Donri state. The combat weapon of the middle grade was more powerful than Long Yu's dragon spear of the Nine Secret. At this moment, the combat weapon was able to suppress the three warriors from the Donri state. This was something that Man Xian had never imagined before he entered the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. And this was all because he had followed Long Yu. Whether it was Long Yu's spirit-seeking skill or his ability to fly in the air, they had made Man Xian what he was today. Break. Chapter 332. With the broadsword combat weapon in hand, Man Xian seemed to be able to hold the fort against 10,000 enemies by himself. He was fighting against 3 samurais from the East Japan Kingdom on his own and was not at a disadvantage at all. Instead, he was completely suppressing the 3 of them. The blade flashed and a gust of wind blew. In just a few breaths, Man Xian had already chopped off the arm of one of the samurais from the East Japan Kingdom. The samurais passed out from the pain and were teleported out of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. The remaining 2 people looked at each other under the bronze masks and saw the astonishment in each other's eyes. Originally, the 3 of them had planned to fight against the 3 people from Long Yu's team and rob them of the treasures they had obtained in the Divine Hall. But now, they sadly discovered that even with the 3 of them added together, they were still no match for Man Xian from Long Yu's team. They knew very well that the broadsword combat weapon in Man Xian's hand was definitely a treasure they had obtained from the Divine Hall in the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. Of course, they wanted to rob it. However, if they wanted to rob it, they would have to have the strength to do so. Anyway, it was impossible for them to defeat Man Xian now, not to mention that Long Yu and Yin Huan Mo were eyeing them covetously from the sky. After thinking for a while, the 2 of them decided to retreat. However, at this moment, a somewhat vicious voice suddenly came from the bushes at the side. Don't retreat. Once you retreat, only death awaits you. Why don't you join hands with us and kill the 3 people from this team and rob them of their treasures? As soon as these words were spoken, 3 figures darted out from the bushes at an extremely fast speed and charged towards Man Xian at an extremely fast speed. It's the team of Mondakai, the little prince of the ancient Ming kingdom. Flying in the sky, Long Yu's expression changed. He didn't know what method Mondakai had used, but even Long Yu's spirit-seeking skill failed to detect their presence. However, this was not the time for Long Yu to think about this. Elder Yin, let's go. Long Yu naturally wouldn't let Man Xian face the enemy alone. Not to mention the fact that there were a total of 5 people dealing with Man Xian. Even if there was only the Prince of Gumeng, Man Xian might not be able to deal with him. The fighting divine character appeared in the air and swept downwards with a loud rumble. The 2 East Japan samurai who still wanted to attack were so scared that they backed away. As for Long Yu, he waved his hand to condense a whirlpool of water and send it towards Mondakai and the other 2. Because he was next to the lake, Long Yu condensed the water vapor very quickly. Almost in an instant, 9 whirlpools appeared. Insignificant skill. Meng Duo Kai smiled contemptuously. His golden robe flickered, and a layer of faint golden light appeared. In the face of Long Yu's 3 water vortexes, this layer of faint golden light only flashed and blocked all of them. The law of Vajra, the power of the divine monument. As Mendakai snorted, his body emitted an even more intense golden light, quickly forming a domain of law, blocking the other 6 water vortexes of Longyu. Mendakai and the other 2 people in his group were still unaffected, and they continued to attack Man Xin. Mendakai didn't pay attention to Longyu, who was in the air. Right now, his goal was to take care of Man Xin first. He had been hiding on the side and watching Man Xin fight the 3 warriors of Dongri. He knew that Man Xin had many adventures in the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. Even if he could not stand out in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, he would still be a threat to Mendakai. Moreover, Man Xin and Long Yu were together, so needless to say, they were automatically on the opposite side of Mendakai. Towards Long Yu, Meng Duokai couldn't be any more hateful. Who asked Long Yu to make Mendakai lose 2 points in the overall score at the beginning and embarrass himself in front of more than 400 young geniuses? Even if he didn't say that, Long Yu had stolen Mendakai's Thunderclap Divine Tablet, which had already made Mendakai unhappy. No matter how you looked at it, if Mendakai saw Long Yu, there was absolutely no reason for him to let Long Yu go. Wild Blade Sweep. Although Man Xin was a little surprised by Meng Duokai's sudden attack, he didn't panic. Instead, he calmly wielded his battle weapon and swung it towards the 3 men who were charging at him. Apart from Mendakai, the other 2 people were blocked by the blade and couldn't move forward for a while. However, Mendakai's body was covered in a layer of golden light. It was the domain formed by the power of the Vajra Divine Tablet, and its defense was extremely terrifying. Man Xion's blade light swept over, but when it came into contact with the golden light, it didn't do anything and completely dissipated on the surface of the golden light. Vajra penetrating. A sinister smile appeared on Mendakai's face as he slammed his palm down on Man Xion's head. His palm was filled with endless golden light, and the pressure it emitted made Man Xion's heart sink. The little prince of the ancient Ming kingdom was indeed worthy of his reputation. A casual slap was actually so powerful. If Man Xion didn't take any measures to block it, he would definitely be killed by the slap. With no other choice, Man Xion could only condense his mad axe True Spirit. A huge True Spirit axe appeared behind him and immediately blocked Meng Duokai's incomparably tyrannical golden palm. He actually had 2 choices. One was to use his wild axe True Spirit to block the attack, and the other was to use the broadsword battle weapon to block the attack. However, Man Xion chose to use his True Spirit to block the attack. The broadsword battle weapon resonated with him at the moment, so he couldn't bear to use it to block the attack. What if it was destroyed? The wild axe True Spirit, on the other hand, could not increase Man Xion's strength as much as the broadsword battle weapon. Even if it was destroyed, it could recover after resting for a period of time. The wild axe True Spirit and the great blade battle weapon, no matter which one of them was destroyed, Man Xion would be reluctant. However, when his life was in danger, Man Xion could only choose one of them. However, Mendakai's Vajra palm did not land on his wild axe True Spirit. Killing Moon Blade Light. At this critical moment, Long Yu finally arrived with the Tying Realm. He condensed the Killing Moon Blade Light and blocked Mendakai's golden palm. It also forced Mendakai to take a few steps back. Long Yu's figure landed heavily in front of Man Xion. Mendakai, do you still remember when you led your army to surround me outside the gorging thunder pool, but failed to capture me? Long Yu laughed heartily. He said this to attract Mendakai's attention and let Mendakai focus his energy on him. Although Man Xion's strength had increased a lot after he stepped into the small world of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, he was still far from being able to compete with Mendakai. The only one who could compete with Mendakai was Long Yu. Brat, don't be too proud. The blade light you condensed just now was also the power of the Heavenly Tablet Law, right? Mendakai coldly snorted. Although you have also comprehended the Heavenly Tablet Law, it is a pity that I am now in the rank 9 True Spirit, while you are only in the rank 8 True Spirit. In front of me, you are not qualified to speak. Is that so? Then why was your Vajra penetrating blocked by my killing moonblade light? Long Yu chuckled. His words were also filled with contempt towards Mendakai. Humph. Now I will let you see the true power of my Vajra realm. Mendakai snorted in disdain. He raised his hand, and a golden light was released. A Vajra sun slowly rose from behind him. When this Vajra sun appeared, the pressure of the heavenly tablet law domain that Mendakai had released increased by several times. I also did not release my true spirit just now. Long Yu chuckled and released his lunar true spirit with a wave of his hand. When the true spirits of both sides appeared, the sun and moon appeared in the sky. However, their tyrannical strength clashed against each other. They were both using the power of the heavenly tablet law. The moment they appeared, they were destined to fight. Your moon true spirit is destined to submit to my Vajra sun. Mendakai roared, and a golden light instantly spread out. The Vajra heavenly tablet domain instantly condensed into a shockwave that charged at Long Yu's lunar domain. Who will submit to who? Is it up to you to decide? Long Yu laughed and used all his strength to activate the extreme Yin domain. With great difficulty, he managed to block the attack of the golden light. Although both sides had comprehended the heavenly tablet law, Mendakai's martial path was in the 9th true spirit layer, one layer higher than Long Yu, so his basic strength was twice as high. If that was the case, if Long Yu just used the lunar domain, he would not be able to defeat the other party. Vajra penetrating, Mendakai aimed at Long Yu's head and condensed endless golden light in his palm. This move, Vajra penetrating, was similar to Long Yu's moon-killing saber light. They were both condensed from the heavenly tablet's law and used as an attack. It could greatly reduce the consumption of one's profound chi and was extremely powerful. Long Yu, since you've met me, just wait for your death. Mendakai's eyes were filled with endless killing intent as he slammed his palm down. The golden light broke through Long Yu's lunar domain and was about to flatten Long Yu. I can't beat you with just the lunar domain, but unfortunately, I still have other methods. Long Yu's heart skipped a beat. Not only did he not dodge, but he clenched his fist and met Mendakai's palm. Awakening Samsara, Drunken Yellow Springs. Using these two martial skills consecutively was the strongest method Long Yu could use to deal with his enemies at his current stage. Unfortunately, whether it was the little prince of ancient Ming or his two followers, none of them knew about this. That brat actually chose to fight the little prince head-on. He's dead for sure. The little prince's Vajra law is the heavenly tablet's law, and he has the strength of the 9th true spirit layer. Isn't it a piece of cake to deal with this brat? The two followers laughed out loud. Chapter 333. Meng Duo Kai's palm was covered in golden light, and it went straight for Long Yu's face. However, Long Yu fought back fiercely under the suppression of the Taiyin realm. His punch was infused with the chi of 9 serenities, and he used the palm of Samsara and the drunken underworld. The palm of Samsara was punched out, and the power of Samsara enveloped Meng Duo Kai, making him fall one level of the martial arts realm. Meng Duo Kai was surprised, and before he could react, he felt that there was an invisible existence that bound his whole body. He couldn't move at all, and even the chi in his body was stagnant. Drunken underworld, kill. Long Yu punched at Meng Duo Kai, and the road to the underworld extended. It instantly broke through the layer of the Vajra realm and covered Meng Duo Kai. Then, the chi of 9 serenities surged out, and the punch landed on Meng Duo Kai's chest. The terrifying power contained in this punch sent Meng Duo Kai flying. Almost in an instant, his body was forcibly teleported out by the power of the heavenly mandate sand table, and he disappeared in front of everyone's eyes. Even Meng Duo Kai's divine monument law realm couldn't resist Long Yu's punch, and he was directly blasted into a state of near death. As for whether this guy was dead or not, Long Yu didn't know, but at least for the time being, he wouldn't be a threat to him. Leave no one alive. Long Yu spat out these words and looked at the remaining 4 people. 2 of them were Meng Duo Kai's followers, and they were martial arts cultivators from ancient Ming. The other 2 were martial arts cultivators from Dongri, who were bewitched by Meng Duo Kai and didn't leave immediately. Even if they wanted to leave now, it was too late. Not long after, Long Yu, Man Xin, and Yin Huan Mo were on their way again. Meng Duo Kai's 2 followers and the 2 Dongri warriors were taken care of by the 3 of them and sent out of the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table. It had only been a few hours since they entered the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table, and many people had already been eliminated. Among them, many had been eliminated by Long Yu and the others. The fundamental reason was that they had underestimated their opponents. On the contrary, the warriors of the secret realm of heavenly people had not fought much. They were just flying in search of the divine palace of revelation. No matter who it was, when they saw a sky realm expert, they would not have the slightest desire to fight. It was unlike when they saw Long Yu, who would think that Long Yu was a pushover and want to pinch him. Relying on the spirit-seeking technique, Long Yu's team quickly traveled through the southern region of the heavenly mandate sandbox. No matter what natural disasters they encountered, they could avoid them in advance. They were like fish in water in the heavenly mandate sandbox world. About a day had passed, and Long Yu and the other 2 had found more than a dozen divine halls of revelation. This number was almost 1/10 of the entire southern region of the heavenly mandate sand table. Among all the groups participating in the heavenly mandate sacred selection, Long Yu's group had found the heavenly mandate divine palace the most. In the process, they also encountered many groups who wanted to rob Long Yu, but they were all either driven away by Long Yu and the others, or directly thrown out of the heavenly mandate sand table. There were only 2 times when Long Yu found the revelation divine palace, but a heavenly being's secret realm warrior beat him to it. Looking at the Deva realm experts from the 10 Desolation Demon Kingdom from afar, Big Brother Tiger Man brought his younger brother Tiger Man and flew towards the 2 heavenly mandate divine palaces. Of course, Long Yu would not go and snatch them, although Long Yu was very confident in his own strength. No matter how confident he was, he knew that he could not be a match for a Sky Realm warrior. As for the 2 divine halls, Long Yu could only give them up and let Brother Tiger Man and his younger brother take them. But even so, Long Yu's group had an extremely rich harvest. In these divine halls of revelation, the most common elixirs that could improve one's martial arts realm were found, but there were no demon cores. After all, there were demon cultivators participating in the heavenly mandate sacred selection. If they placed demon cores in the divine halls of revelation, not only would it be useless, but it would also attract the hatred of demon cultivators. But Long Yu felt a little strange. The elixirs in these divine halls were for human cultivators, and there were no elixirs for demon cultivators. Demon cultivators participating in the heavenly mandate sacred selection seemed to be a little weak, because demon cultivators could not use weapons, elixirs, or martial arts techniques. It was very difficult for them to improve their strength in the heavenly mandate sand table. In response to this situation, the rules of the heavenly mandate sacred selection must have special compensation for demon cultivators, but what this compensation was, Long Yu did not know. In any case, Long Yu had a great harvest. Just the elixirs that could improve one's martial arts realm. There were 5 kinds of black level lower grade, middle grade, and upper grade. Even for Long Yu, it was enough for him to improve to the level 9 true spirit. As for Yin Huan Ma, it was even more so. Only Man Xin wanted to step into the heavenly being's secret realm, but it was still not enough. After all, there was a natural bottleneck between martial arts and the heavenly being's secret realm. This bottleneck was not something that could be broken through with enough spiritual chi of heaven and earth. It required the comprehension of martial arts. Just a little more, and I can step into the level 9 true spirit. Long Yu thought to himself. After taking those elixirs, he felt it was a pity that he did not advance. But it did not matter. Anyway, Man Xin and Yin Huanma had already stepped into the level 9 true spirit. The combat power of their group was already much stronger than when they first entered the heavenly mandate sand table. Needless to say, in addition to elixirs, Long Yu and the other two also obtained many martial arts techniques and weapons in the Heavenly Mandate Divine Hall. Among them, a martial arts technique manual was given by Long Yu to Yin Huanma, and a defensive martial arts technique manual was given to Man Xin. In terms of martial arts techniques, Long Yu was not short of them. The Imperial Water Screen and the Imperial Water Vortex that he had mastered were not worse than the martial arts techniques recorded in the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. In fact, they were even slightly better. What's more, even if Long Yu practiced a new martial arts technique, there was no way for him to deal with the experts of the Heavenly Being's secret realm. So there was no need to waste his time. What's more, even if Long Yu practiced a new martial arts technique, there was no way for him to deal with the experts of the Heavenly Being's secret realm. So there was no need to waste his time. In addition to the martial arts techniques, there was also a weapon, a purple bell of the medium grade of the black level. He gave it to Yin Huanma, but he did not know what special use it had. A medium grade of the black level ancient wood wrought tan armor was given to Man Xin. In this way, Man Xion's ability to fight head-on became extremely strong, and his desperate fighting style also became several times stronger. In addition to these, the three also obtained some strange rewards. For example, in a divine hall, there were no treasures, but the reward was double the overall score, which was 2 points. In another divine hall, the three obtained a guide. From this guide, the three obtained a piece of information, which was the exact opening location of the divine hall of the southern region in the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. There must be more than one guiding divine hall like this. The martial arts practitioners who received this guide would definitely consciously approach that area and be ready to compete for the divine hall. Long Yu's group was also heading toward the location where the divine hall was about to open. They kept moving forward, looking for the divine hall of revelation along the way. There was no night in the small world of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. Only the sun was always hanging high in the sky. However, Long Yu estimated that after a day in the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, they were less than 100 miles away from the location where the divine hall for advancement in the southern region was opened. Under normal circumstances, we definitely can't get involved in the divine hall, but it's not completely impossible. Long Yu said, in the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, there are many groups participating in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. The situation is quite complicated. When the divine hall appears, we could try to fish in troubled waters. Fishing in troubled waters also needed to pay attention to the method. Waiting for the situation to become chaotic? That was simply impossible. Now Long Yu knew that in the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, there should be only Brother Man of the Heavenly Being's secret realm in the southern region. In this way, his main opponent was Brother Man of the Heavenly Being's secret realm. With Brother Man of the Heavenly Being's secret realm, once the divine hall appeared, who would dare to make a move? If they wanted to make the situation chaotic, only Long Yu and the others could make a move themselves. Only then could they mess up the whole situation and fish in troubled waters. Then we have to go there as soon as possible and see the situation. Yin Huanma said, "That's right." Long Yu nodded. The three cautiously moved toward the location indicated by the divine hall's guide. The distance of 100 miles was covered in an instant. What appeared in front of them turned out to be a beach. Thinking of the previous guidance of the divine hall, they suddenly found that the place where the divine hall would appear was actually in the sea. That's troublesome. Long Yu frowned slightly. Although they knew where the divine hall would appear, would the divine hall appear above the sea or at the bottom of the sea? No one knew. If they wanted to know the answer, they had to wait for the divine hall to officially appear. Let's hide first. After saying that, Long Yu looked around and found that there was no one for the time being. He directly dug a pit on the beach and then jumped in. The three hid 10 feet under the beach, and there was no trace of them from the outside. Unless they could use the spirit-seeking skill like Long Yu, it was absolutely impossible for others to find the traces of Long Yu and the other two. As long as 80 out of the 100 divine halls in the southern region were opened, the divine hall would appear. According to Long Yu's estimation, it should be enough after a whole day. After all, his team had already found or opened 20 or 30 divine halls. The entire southern region was extremely vast. Besides them, there were many other martial cultivation teams exploring. It was not too exaggerated to open 80 divine halls in a whole day. Spirit-seeking skill. Long you hid underground and continued to use the spirit-seeking skill to check the surrounding situation. Man Xin and Yin Huanma knew that a big battle was coming, so they were both comprehending the medium grade black level martial arts skills they had obtained, trying to understand their own martial arts skills to the beginner level before the battle. As time went by, more and more martial cultivation teams appeared in Long Yu's detection range. However, Long Yu used the spirit-seeking skill, so he could only see that there were people, but not who they were. There were only two relatively large figures in the air. Long Yu guessed that they must be the demon cultivators from the 10 Wilderness Demon Kingdom, Brother Tiger Man and Brother Tiger Man. When Brother Tiger Man and Brother Tiger Man arrived, the whole sea suddenly surged. At the same time, the shadow of a giant divine hall appeared above the sea. This shadow of the divine hall could definitely be seen by all the martial cultivation within a few thousand miles. There it is. Long Yu knew it was time for him to take action. Chapter 334. Around Brother Tiger Man and Brother Tiger Man were 5 to 6 other groups, with a total of more than 10 geniuses waiting for their chance. Those who dared to set their sights on the advancement shrine were naturally not weaklings. Every single one of these 5 or 6 groups of martial cultivators were experts who could at least challenge a 9th-tier exotic beast. Furthermore, there was another special characteristic, and that was that these people were all human martial cultivators. What? You're saying that we human cultivators are all trash, that we can't even compare to a finger of your brother? Suddenly, a rude and unreasonable voice came from nowhere and directly entered everyone's ears. Following this, just as Brother Tiger Man was about to bring Brother Tiger Man to the advancement hall, a flash of saber light suddenly swept toward Brother Tiger Man and Brother Tiger Man. The crowd saw a cultivator of the 9th layer True Spirit realm holding a huge saber charging toward Brother Tiger Man, who was a Tiger Beast cultivator. As for Brother Tiger Man, he was a cultivator of the Sky realm who could transform into a human. Seeing this, he could not just leave his brother behind. Which piece of trash dares to challenge my brother? Brother Tiger Man was a man with a tiger's head and a tiger's brain. Even though he was a cultivator of the Sky realm, he was extremely protective of his brother. The saber light swept across the area, but Brother Tiger Man let out a roar and shattered it. Following this, Brother Tiger Man let out a roar that caused the entire beach to tremble. The cultivator with the huge saber was knocked back and spat out a mouthful of blood. The cultivator with the huge saber was, of course, Man Xin. Don't think that I'm afraid of you, just because you're a beast of the Sky realm. Man Xin spat out a mouthful of blood, but he did not back off. He laughed and said, "If you have the guts, let your brother fight me. Let's see who's stronger, human cultivator or beast cultivator. Aren't you afraid that your brother will become a coward in the future if you keep protecting him?" Brother Tiger Man was fine with the words, but Brother Tiger Man, who could not transform into a human, could not hold it in anymore. Demonic beasts that had not reached the heavenly realm could not transform into human form, nor could they speak human language. However, Brother Tiger Man could understand Man Xion's words. Man Xion was insulting his younger brother Tiger Man. He was mocking him for being a piece of trash who only knew how to hide behind his brother. "I want to fight him," Brother Tiger Barbarian roared, and sent a message to Brother Tiger Barbarian. Brother Tiger Man felt that something was wrong, but he still nodded when he sensed his younger brother's determination. At the same time, he looked around at the human cultivators who were glaring at him. "My younger brother is going to fight with this arrogant human trash." During this period, none of you are allowed to touch the advancement hall. Otherwise, I, Brother Tiger Man, will kill you first. As soon as he said that, the human cultivators did not dare to move recklessly. All of them nodded in agreement. However, no one knew what they were thinking behind their backs. Since they were already here and the Shrine of Advancement was right in front of them, How could they give it up so easily? Furthermore, Man Xin had stood out to challenge Brother Tiger Man, and Brother Tiger Man had called him trash. This had undoubtedly caused the surrounding human cultivators to feel somewhat indignant. Since Brother Barbarian Tiger said this, didn't that mean that all of them were included as well? Let's fight. Man Xin burst out laughing as he danced with the saber in his hand, slashing at the tiger cultivator. Brother Tiger Man let out a roar without showing any sign of fear. He raised his head and unleashed a ferocious true spirit of the tiger spirit from his back, suppressing Man Xin with a tremendous pressure. Both of them had reached the 9th layer true spirit realm, thus their strength was similar. The grade and level of their martial skills were similar too. It was not something that could be settled in a short period of time. The advancement hall is right in front of us. It would be a waste if we don't fight for it. Do you think a mere tiger beast can stop us all? At that instant, the voice of a woman appeared in the crowd's ears. Following this, the crowd could see a noble lady wearing a long black dress sprinting toward the advancement hall on the surface of the ocean. The lady was none other than Yin Huanma, who was acting according to Long Yu's plan. How could the crowd remain calm after seeing this? Let's go get the advancement hall. The other young geniuses immediately followed Yin Huanma and sprinted toward the advancement hall on the surface of the ocean. Brother, don't look at me. My brother Tiger Man won't have any problem dealing with this human cultivator. Brother Tiger Man let out a roar and transmitted his thought. Let's go get the advancement hall first. Got it. Brother Tiger Man showed no hesitation. Although he was extremely protective of his brother, he was confident in his brother's strength. The human cultivator with the saber would not be able to defeat his brother in a short period of time. Brother Tiger Barbarian quickly rose into the air and flew towards the group of geniuses charging towards the advancement divine hall. He was extremely fast. The speed of a heaven-human mystical realm expert was several times faster than a martial cultivator of the 9th layer true spirit realm, not to mention that Brother Tiger Man was flying. From the looks of it, those people wouldn't even be able to reach the advancement shrine before Brother Barbarian caught up with them. However, a rare occurrence took place at that instant. Long Yu, who was hiding under the beach, finally appeared at this time. His entire body is like a whirlwind, bringing along the boundless power of the extreme in-law domain. He attacked Little Tiger Man. Someone's ambushing us. Watch out. Brother Tiger Man let out an enraged roar when he sensed the situation behind him. It's too late. Long Yu curled his lips slightly. He had been preparing for this moment for a long time. He had chosen the moment when Brother Tiger Man had just made his move and was unable to defend himself. The law of Een spread out and shrouded Brother Tiger Man within it. Following this, the invisible spirit of the underworld completely restrained Brother Tiger Man's body. Don't move, or your brother will be eliminated. He might even lose his life if it's serious. Man Xin took the opportunity to place the saber on Brother Tiger Man's neck and threatened him with a laugh. Despicable. Brother Tiger Man harumphed coldly, but he eventually stopped moving and did not dare to make any reckless moves. If his brother was eliminated, he would not be able to get any scores. In that case, his chances of entering the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm would be slim. Although Brother Tiger Man was sure that he could enter the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm, he did not want to enter alone. He wanted to join with his brother. Now that Brother Tiger Man was in the hands of Long Yu and Man Xin, Brother Tiger Man did not dare to make any reckless moves. Whatever you say. However, our team will be taking this advancement shrine. Long Yu smiled faintly, not caring about the word despicable that Brother Tiger Man had said. He was indeed not as strong as Brother Tiger Man in the Heavenly People's Secret Land, but because he had arrived earlier, he had made a detailed battle plan and let his team lead Brother Tiger Man by the nose. Long Yu turned his head and glanced at the advancement hall on the sea. Yin Huanma displayed her martial arts technique and walked on the waves lightly. She took the lead and was very close to the giant hall on the sea. Yin Huanma had finally comprehended the black-level medium-grade martial arts technique she got from the Revelation Hall to the beginner level. At this time, when she displayed it, her speed was no slower than that of the other young geniuses. In addition, she was the first to start sprinting. Even if she was only a breath or two faster than the others, it was enough for her to be ahead of the others. Get out of my way. Someone was dozens of feet behind Yin Huanma, chasing her closely. With a loud shout, he blasted out a shadow of his fist, trying to kill Yin Huanma. However, Yin Huanma's strength had also been greatly improved. Divine text, Yin Huanma shouted, and the divine text of fighting flashed with golden light, instantly blocking the opponent's shadow of fist. However, her speed did not slow down at all, and she instantly rushed into the advancement hall on the sea. When she barged into the advancement divine hall, the door to the advancement divine hall closed just like that, announcing that someone had successfully taken over the divine hall. The overall score of Long Yu and his crew increased by 10 points. In terms of overall scores, Long Yu and the other two scores were definitely in the top 4 out of the 400 people. Yin Huan and Mo Yin had gained 10 points from comprehending the divine text, so they were among the best. You will suffer the wrath of the 10 Desolation Demon Kingdom. Brother Tigerman's eyes were about to spit fire when he saw the door of the advancement hall closing. It was easy to imagine his anger toward Long Yu and Man Xin. Initially, as a demonic cultivator and an expert of the heaven being mystical realm, he did not pay much attention to a mere human like Long Yu. However, he now had a deep impression of Long Yu. This impression was deeply engraved in Brother Tigerman's heart. If he was given a chance, he would not hesitate to kill Long Yu and Man Xin. That was because Long Yu had not only taken away their advancement divine halls, but on a larger scale, it was very likely that he had taken away his brother's opportunity to enter the Northern Academy of Heavenly Mandate. In the end, if his brother could not enter the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate realm, it would be because of the 10 points. As for the 100 points of the Ultimate Divine Hall, Brother Tiger Man did not think too much about it. He clearly knew that he had no advantage over the other experts of the heaven being mystical realm. He was even at a disadvantage when compared with geniuses like Ji Tianqi. Brother Tiger Man was not sure that he could get the 100 points of the Ultimate Divine Hall. However, the advancement hall that he was determined to get was taken away by someone else. Let's go. Long Yu grabbed Little Tiger Man with one hand and Man Xin with the other, bringing the two of them up into the sky. Yin Huanma was the first to enter the advancement hall, which meant that Long Yu and Man Xin, who were in the same group, could also enter, while the others were not qualified to enter. Ordinary shrines would disappear 2 hours after someone entered. No one knew how long the advancement hall could exist. Long Yu flew all the way with his people. Since Brother Tiger Man was in Long Yu's hand, Brother Tiger Man of the heaven being mystical realm did not dare to do anything. Chapter 335. As they arrived at the entrance of the advancement hall, Long Yu let go of Brother Tiger Man and followed Man Xin through the walls of the advancement hall, disappearing from the crowd's sight. He kept his promise. As long as Brother Tiger Man stayed put, he would not harm Brother Tiger Man. Meanwhile, he tossed Brother Tiger Man into the ocean, unharmed. I've offended Brother Tiger Man and Brother Tiger Man, as well as the other young geniuses, but it's worth it in exchange for the advancement hall. Long Yu thought. He raised his head and saw Yin Huanma waiting for him and Man Xin at the center of the advancement hall. He immediately waved his hand when he saw them. Long Yu, Man Xin, come over and take a look. Where are the treasures in the advancement hall? Yin Huanma said while waving his hand. Long Yu looked around and discovered that the main difference between the advanced shrines and ordinary shrines was that the advanced shrines were a bit bigger, and the number of treasures inside seemed to be a lot more. There's a total of 3 treasures. Long Yu immediately saw 3 boxes at the center of the advancement hall. There was a bronze box, a silver box, and a golden box. The value of the items inside must be different. Let's open them first and see what's inside. Long Yu made up his mind without hesitation. The advancement hall would disappear for a longer period of time than an ordinary advancement hall. Thus, the group would have at least an hour to hide in the advancement hall. However, if the advancement hall disappeared, they would have nowhere to hide. They would not be able to escape from Brother Tiger Man. That being said, Brother Tiger Man would not be bothered to wait for them if the time was too long. After all, they still had to compete for the ultimate hall. The ultimate shrine would appear in the center of the entire sand table small world in 2 days. If they were planning to do so, they would have to head there in advance. For example, Brother Tiger Man had lost out because he was late, allowing Long Yu to take the advancement hall. Faced with 3 boxes of different materials and colors, Long Yu and the other 2 did not have any conflicts. After all, the 3 of them had cooperated all the way in the heavenly mandate sand table small world, and they had seen many treasures, and they had never been unequally distributed. This made Man Xin and Yin Huan Mo quite trust Long Yu. If it were any other team, there would be some conflicts when faced with these boxes made of 3 different materials. Long Yu opened the 3 boxes. It's a profound level upper grade sword technique secret manual. Long Yu opened the bronze chest and frowned. Sword techniques and martial techniques were useless to Xiao Chun, and they were definitely useless to Man Xin as well. The only person he could use them on was Yin Huan Mo. Elder Yin, this is for you. Long Yu threw it directly to Yin Huan Mo. Yin Huan Mo was stunned for a moment before he reached out to catch it. I haven't really practiced swordsmanship. Yin Huan Mo was a little puzzled. This was not a low-level swordsmanship. If one had not practiced swordsmanship before, it would undoubtedly be very difficult to comprehend this martial arts technique. However, this was a profound level upper grade sword technique secret manual. Maybe he could use it to exchange for something. If it was in a secular country, it would definitely be the most valuable treasure. Even in a big country like the North Sea nation, once a profound level upper grade martial technique appeared, it would definitely attract the attention of those old monsters in the celestial secret realm. From this, it could be seen that the heritage of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate realm was far beyond that of those secular countries. Silver chest, 1 elixir. Long Yu opened the silver chest and found that there was only 1 elixir. Feeling the rich spiritual chi of heaven and earth, it was definitely more than a profound level upper grade elixir. Is it a profound level elixir or a supreme grade elixir? Man Xin and Yin Huan Mo were both stunned. This was the first time they had seen a situation where there was only 1 pill. In that case, they couldn't have 1 each. Let's open the gold chest first. Long Yu did not decide who the elixir of unknown grade would belong to. Instead, he continued to walk to the gold chest and opened it. As soon as the gold chest was opened, a burst of blood-red light burst out from it. The 3 reflexively took a step back. Then, seeing that there was no other movement inside, the 3 gradually approached the chest. It's a combat weapon. When the 3 of them looked into the box, they were a little stunned. The combat weapon in the gold chest was not an ordinary one. It was a gas combat weapon. According to the nameplate on the gold chest, the name of this combat weapon was Blood Shadow Wind. The Blood Shadow Wind, as its name suggested, was just a gust of wind. However, it was indeed a combat weapon. Long Yu raised his hand and tried to capture the Blood Shadow Wind with chi. However, he found that he could not capture it at all. By the way, look at the small line in the chest, Blood Contract Combat Weapon. Use your own blood to form a contract with a combat weapon, and you can control it. Long Yu glanced at the inside of the chest, thought for a moment, and asked, which one of you wants this combat weapon? Although he did not know the use of the Blood Shadow Wind, just from the fact that it was stored in the gold chest, he knew that it was very valuable. At the very least, it was more valuable than a supreme profound level pill. Long Yu, keep this combat weapon and pill. Unexpectedly, Man Xin and Yin Huan Mo spoke out at the same time, wanting to give the best treasures in the advancement shrine to Long Yu. The 2 of them had already obtained a lot of benefits from Long Yu in the previous operation. On the other hand, Long Yu had only obtained some pills that everyone had, and nothing else. And with those pills, even if Long Yu could not advance, he should be close to it. Now, with the addition of this supreme profound level pill, it should be able to allow Long Yu to step into the rank 9 true spirit. As for the Blood Shadow Wind combat weapon, it was a supreme profound level combat weapon, and not just any ordinary combat weapon, but a blood contract combat weapon. Although Man Xian and Yanhuan Mo wanted the Blood Shadow Wind combat weapon as well, they knew that it was time to give it to Long Yu. If that's the case, Long Yu pondered for a moment, then nodded without hesitation. If he could obtain the pill, he would indeed be able to step into the rank 9 true spirit. If he could obtain the Blood Shadow Wind combat weapon, his strength would undoubtedly rise to the next level. He might even be able to hold his ground against a heavenly realm expert like Brother Tiger Man for a while. If Long Yu's strength increased, he would have a higher chance of winning the ultimate shrine. Not to mention that Long Yu might be able to modify a supreme profound level combat weapon like the Blood Shadow Wind combat weapon into a supreme profound level combat weapon. In that case, the Blood Shadow Wind combat weapon could become Long Yu's trump card. Since the combat weapon was called the Blood Shadow Wind, it must have a very strong killing power and extremely fast speed. It was most likely an offensive combat weapon. In Long Yu's hands, the Blood Shadow Wind would undoubtedly be able to display a greater effect. With that thought, Long Yu did not hesitate. Let's rest in the shrine for a while. After all, Brother Tiger Man might still be guarding outside. Long Yu said, Man Xian, Elder Yin, let's each cultivate for a while. I'll think of a way to step into the rank 9 true spirit first. Yes, the two of them nodded. Time was equally important to the three of them. For Man Xian, he had yet to comprehend the blade technique. If he could learn the middle rank profound level blade technique, combined with his middle rank profound level broadsword combat weapon, he would be able to unleash even greater power. As for Yin Huanamo, he also wanted to improve his middle rank profound level movement skill, so he was not afraid of wasting time in the shrine. The three of them each found a corner and began to cultivate. Long Yu swallowed the supreme profound level elixir. Together with the elixirs he had taken before, all the spiritual chi of heaven and earth suddenly began to merge into his meridians, then into his dantian, and began to refine the 3 true spirits in his dantian. He was about to step into the rank 9 true spirit. At this moment, outside the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table, Xuanji Shanhai carefully stared at the situation in the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table, and his face became more and more gloomy. From the very beginning, he had discovered Long Yu's abnormality. He could move freely in the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table, completely avoiding all natural disasters, and saved a lot of time. Moreover, he found the Divine Hall of Revelation, which had the most number of groups, and even snatched the Advancement Divine Hall from Brother Tiger Man. Brother Tiger Man is really useless, Xuanji Shanhai thought to himself, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. He naturally disliked Long Yu. As for the reason, needless to say, it was related to Long Yu's identity, or Long Yu's parents. Now Xuanji Shanhai could be sure that Long Yu must have used some means to come and go freely in the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table. This kind of skillful means of avoiding natural disasters was definitely not something an ordinary boy in the rank 8 true spirit could do. Is it Bei Yu Yao who is guiding him behind the scenes? Xuanji Shanhai thought to himself, but then he shook his head. He knew that Bei Yu Yao had been under house arrest, and it was impossible for her to have any chance to see Long Yu. Since it can't be Bei Yu Yao, then it must be this boy's own means. It seems that this boy has a lot of secrets. Xuanji Shanhai narrowed his eyes. He was more and more interested in Long Yu, which also made him more and more eager to kill Long Yu. No matter what, he must not let Long Yu continue to grow. In this case, of course, he had to take some measures and could not continue to remain silent. Otherwise, if this continued, Long Yu would definitely be able to win the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection and join the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute. In that case, it would be difficult for Xuanji Shanhai to make a move on Long Yu. He must kill Long Yu before the end of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, or make it impossible for Long Yu to win in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Originally, Xuanji Shanhai thought that it was the latter. After all, it was difficult to do anything in the heavenly mandate sacred selection, and he only needed to say a few words to push Long Yu to the heart of the struggle. In the process of the heavenly mandate sacred selection, Long Yu would naturally be hindered. With Long Yu's martial arts realm in the rank 8 true spirit, could he go against the heavens? But now, he found that Long Yu really went against the heavens. This made him change his strategy. Chapter 336. At this moment, Long Yu, who was in the Advancement Divine Hall, did not know what Xuanji Shanhai was thinking. After he took the elixir, he finally relied on the power of the elixir to successfully step into the 9th tier of the true spirit secret realm. This was the highest level before the heavenly realm. As long as he broke through the bottleneck and comprehended the realm of oneness of heaven and man, Long Yu could truly step into the heavenly realm. Of course, it was not that easy to step into the heavenly realm. At least, it was not something that Long Yu could do at the moment. He carefully felt it. Now, his basic strength alone had reached more than 200 Jun, which was twice as much as when he was in the rank 8 true spirit. Adding the power of 100 Jun from activating the dragon seal of the 9 underworlds, Long Yu could now exert more than 300 Jun of strength, which was much stronger than ordinary martial arts cultivators in the rank 9 true spirit. Not to mention, with the various skills that Long Yu had, the current him could truly be said to have reached the realm where he was invincible under the heavenly realm. I never thought that participating in the heavenly mandate sacred selection would allow me to gain so much. It seems that coming here was the right choice. Long Yu thought to himself. Then, he focused his attention on the black-level battle weapon, the Wind of Blood Shadow. He cut his finger and dripped his blood into the golden box. Almost immediately, he felt that he could control the Wind of Blood Shadow in the golden box. Get up. Long Yu raised his hand and immediately wrapped the Wind of Blood Shadow around his arm, causing his entire right arm to be covered in a layer of blood. Man Xin, if you have time, would you like to spar with me? Long Yu said to Man Xin. Haha, come. Man Xin could not have asked for more, because just when Long Yu made a breakthrough, he had finally comprehended the basic level of the blade technique and wanted to test its power. On the other hand, Man Xin also wanted to see how strong Long Yu was. Although he had seen Long Yu crush his opponents in all kinds of ways, if he did not try it himself, he would not be able to accurately understand how strong Long Yu was. The two of them began to spar in the Advancement Temple. Long Yu's main purpose was to test out the Blood Shadow battle weapon, to see what it could do. It was his first time seeing a battle weapon in this form. It was actually a gust of blood-red wind. Wind was produced by the flow of air. To be more precise, this Blood Shadow wind was some kind of power that was causing the air around it to continuously flow and appear blood-red. Wind was one of the most agile forces in the world. After Long Yu and Man Xin began to exchange pointers, with a thought, he released the Blood Shadow wind from his arm. In an instant, it expanded into a blood-colored tornado and attacked Man Xin. Watch my blade! Man Xin laughed heartily and slashed at the blood-red tornado with his saber. Immediately, a sharp cross-shaped saber light swept out. The cross-shaped blade light shattered the blood-colored tornado in an instant. However, the blood-colored tornado instantly split into 2 parts and continued to surge towards Man Xin. Because it's wind, the Blood Shadow wind can't be destroyed. With a thought, Long Yu comprehended one of the characteristics of the Blood Shadow wind. As long as the soul force of the Blood Shadow wind was not destroyed, the battle weapon would always exist. Cover. With a thought from Long Yu, the 2 Blood Shadow winds combined into one and covered Man Xion's entire body. Stop, stop! Man Xion hurriedly waved his hand with a puzzled look on his face. What's wrong? Hearing this, Long Yu withdrew the Blood Shadow wind with a wave of his hand. The power of your battle weapon is very strange. When I was surrounded by it, I felt like all the blood in my body was being sucked out. It's too terrifying. Most importantly, there's no way I can defend against it. Man Xion said in a terrified tone. Sucking blood? Long Yu frowned slightly. The power of the blood shadow wind. Could it be sucking blood? If that was the case, he would not be able to use it against his own people. If he wanted to see the true power of the blood shadow wind, he would have to fight an enemy. Following this, Long Yu sparred with Man Xin a few more times, mainly to let Man Xin familiarize himself with the cross-saber glow. Following this, Long Yu continued to study the blood shadow wind. A day passed in the blink of an eye. Ordinary shrines would disappear 2 hours after the items inside had been taken away, but this Ascension Shrine lasted for a full 24 hours. It was obvious that it was to prevent anyone from ambushing the martial cultivators who were leaving the Sacred Hall. Instead of waiting outside the Advancement Hall for a day, it was better to leave early and search for other Sky Entertainment Christmas halls. Long Yu used this day's time to not only advance to the rank 9 True Spirit, but he also took the initiative to activate the 9 Underworld's Dragon Seal and modify the newly obtained battle weapon, the Blood Shadow Wind. The power of the 9 Underworld Chi merged with the Blood Shadow Wind, or perhaps it could now be called the 9 Underworld Blood Shadow. The 9 Underworld Blood Shadow did not only contain the power of the Blood Shadow, but also the power of the 9 Underworld Chi, allowing it to be upgraded to a top-grade mysterious rank battle weapon. Long Yu had already experienced the ability of the 9 Underworld Dragon Seal to modify battle weapons. His 9 Underworld Dragon Spear and Lunar Wings had also been upgraded to a top-grade spirit rank battle weapon. And now, he had another top-grade mysterious rank battle weapon, the 9 Underworld Blood Shadow. Although he did not know what it could be used for, a top-grade mysterious rank battle weapon would not be bad. Now I have some hope that Brother Barbarian hasn't left yet. Long Yu said while squinting his eyes. No way, Brother Long. That Brother Barbarian is a genuine Heaven Realm expert. Even if you've reached the 9th layer True Spirit, there's still a huge gap between you and him. Man Xin said with a surprised expression. You should know that Heaven Realm experts are 4 to 5 times stronger than the 9th layer True Spirit in terms of basic strength, not to mention the fact that they can use the power of laws, which is more than 10 times stronger than our domains. I'm just saying, it's been a whole day. I'm sure the guy isn't here anymore. Long Yu smiled casually. In reality, he really wanted to challenge the experts of the Heaven Realm. He wanted to see how strong they were. This wasn't because Long Yu was arrogant and conceited, but because he had a clear understanding of his own strength. Yin Huanimo did not say anything. She was very confident in Long Yu, but there was no need to say it out loud. The Divine Palace is starting to disappear. The three of them looked around and saw that the walls of the Divine Palace were becoming fainter and fainter. They knew that the Divine Palace would soon disappear completely, as if it had never existed. No one knew how the small world of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table was created, but everything in it seemed quite mysterious. Long Yu did not think too much about it. He looked around through the walls of the temple that were gradually becoming transparent. Then, he was surprised because he saw Brother Tiger Man and Brother Tiger Man were really waiting on the beach. They haven't left yet. Man Xion's expression changed. Man Xion did not have any desire to fight against Brother Barbarian of the Heaven Realm. He knew the gap between him and Brother Barbarian. Even if it was Long Yu, he felt that he would definitely not be a match for him. Under such circumstances, the first thought that came to Man Xion's mind when he saw Brother Barbarian was that he would be kicked out of the small world of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. They had stolen Brother Barbarian's Divine Palace. How could Brother Barbarian let them stay in the small world of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table? No way. What should we do? Yin Huanma looked at Long Yu. Instead of panicking, she remained calm. At this time, she believed that Long Yu would definitely have a way. That was her intuition based on Long Yu's behavior. Because the Long Yu she knew had never given up. Let's fight. A look of interest flashed in Long Yu's eyes. He had just thought about it casually, but he did not expect that Brother Barbarian would really stay outside the Divine Palace the whole day. In this case, Long Yu could not let Brother Barbarian down. He had to fight. You guys deal with Brother Barbarian and send him out as soon as possible. As for Brother Barbarian, I will hold him back. Long Yu did not dare to be too confident. He had never really fought against an expert of the Heaven Realm. He did not know how strong Brother Barbarian was, so he was not absolutely sure that he could defeat Brother Barbarian. Under the current situation, they had to fight even if they did not want to. Even if they wanted to escape, they could not escape from Brother Barbarian's pursuit. After all, the speed of an expert of the Heaven Realm was much faster than theirs. After Long Yu said that, he took Man Xian and Yin Huanma and flew directly to the Barbarian brothers on the beach. This was something that the Barbarian brothers who had been waiting on the beach did not expect at all. These three guys still dare to come. Brother Barbarian stood up with a fierce look in his eyes. Are they here to beg for mercy? How naive. He could not figure out why Long Yu and the other two flew to him. Other than begging for mercy, what else could it be? However, Brother Barbarian would certainly not let go of Long Yu. The chance of entering the Divine Palace was related to whether his brother could enter the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute. How could he be willing to let Long Yu take it away, just like that? Little brother, you wait here. Watch as I kill them all. Brother Tiger Barbarian raised his hand, and his burly figure rose into the air, heading towards Long Yu. In his mind, he would kill Long Yu and the other two as easily as crushing dry weeds and smashing rotten wood. After all, he was an expert of the Heaven Realm. He even thought that he would only need one move to kill any one of Long Yu and the other two. However, something unexpected happened. He saw Long Yu fly to the beach with the other two. He threw Man Xian and Yin Huanma onto the beach and chose to fight Brother Barbarian of the Heaven Realm alone. You still want to play the same trick and threaten me with my brother? Brother Barbarian roared angrily. You are too naive. If I want to deal with you, Long Yu, it will be much faster than your two companions catching my brother. Watch me kill you with one move. Brother Barbarian was very confident about his strength. He did not pay attention to Man Xian and Yin Huanma. Instead, he released his true spirit of the tiger spirit. A fierce momentum surged out, and he punched at Long Yu. Chapter 337. Brother Tiger Man released 70 to 80% of his strength, indicating that he did not underestimate his opponent. In the current situation, there was no way he would underestimate his opponent, because if he could not quickly deal with Long Yu, his brother would face the fate of being kidnapped again, or even directly eliminated. Therefore, he used his full strength in this punch. Using a middle-grade profound level martial skill, the 10 Desolate Tyrant Fist from the 10 Desolate Demon Kingdom. With a punch, the heavens and earth cried. Brother Tiger Man's burly body caused the air to tremble. His fist pierced through the sky, and in the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of Long Yu. You used such a strong force right from the start. Looks like you really want to kill me instantly, but unfortunately, Long Yu's eyes flashed. He saw through Brother Tiger Man's thoughts. If it was any other rank 9 true spirit martial cultivator under the aura of Brother Tiger Man's punch, they would not even be able to circulate their profound chi, not to mention thinking about how to block or counterattack. But now, the one facing this punch was Long Yu who had just stepped into the 9th level of the true spirit realm. Dragon Sparrow Dance Explode. Long Yu had originally only used the lunar wings to fly, but at this moment, a pair of pitch-black wings appeared on his back and spread out. Before Brother Tiger Man's punch arrived, the wind from the punch arrived first, as if he wanted to lock Long Yu down. However, the lunar wings on Long Yu's back instantly released a burst of lunar chi, breaking through the aura that was suppressing him. Following that, the pitch-black wings spread out, bringing Long Yu up into the sky in a flash. Brother Tiger Man's punch was to gain the upper hand, locking on a Long Yu with his aura, and originally wanted to end the fight with a single punch. However, he did not expect that Long Yu would be able to forcefully break through his aura and even escape at such a fast speed. It missed. Brother Tiger Man's punch, which contained 70 to 80% of his strength, actually missed. Even if it was seen by anyone, they would feel that it was inconceivable. This Long Yu actually had such a strong resistance to pressure and such a fast speed. Where are you going? Brother Tiger Barbarian snorted angrily. He was caught off guard by Long Yu, but in terms of flying speed, how could Long Yu compare to him? He was an expert of the heavenly being's secret realm. He had long become one with the heavens and the earth, and could fly in the air without any resistance. His burly figure followed closely behind Long Yu and leaped into the sky. However, what greeted him was the water manipulation vortex technique that Long Yu casually displayed. 9 streams of water condensed into a whirlpool and smashed towards Brother Barbarian from above. The momentum was boundless, and it was like a waterfall falling from the 9 heavens. Insignificant skill. Brother Tiger Man didn't take it to heart at all. The tiger spirit behind him let out a roar, and boundless tiger might spread out. Just the sound alone was enough to blow away the 9 whirlpools. Long Yu's water defense whirlpool didn't allow a single drop of water to touch Brother Tiger Barbarian. 10 Desolation Tyrant Fist die. Brother Tiger Barbarian continued to throw out a punch. As his figure sprinted forward, the power and speed of the punch became stronger than before. In the blink of an eye, a terrifying aura once again locked onto Long Yu and shrouded him. Trying to kill me? Not so easy. With a thought, Long Yu raised his hand, summoning the water defense curtain and the underworld barrier in front of him in an attempt to defend against Brother Tiger Barbarian's punch. However, although the underworld barrier was powerful, it was at best a mortal superior grade martial skill, while Long Yu had only mastered the water defense curtain to the greater success stage. Even with the combination of the 2 defensive martial skills, it was still impossible to defend against Brother Tiger Barbarian's punch. 9th Hell Blood Shadow. At the same time, when he unleashed these 2 defensive martial skills, Long Yu raised his hand and unleashed the 9 Serenity's Blood Shadow, the supreme rank mysterious combat weapon that he had just successfully modified. The gust of wind from the 9th Hell Blood Shadow bypassed Brother Tiger Barbarian's powerful punch and surrounded him in countless directions. Die! Brother Tiger Barbarian did not pay much attention to the strange force, as the defense of the flesh of a beast cultivator was quite strong, especially for experts that had reached the heavenly, mystical realm. Even if he was hit by the force, he was confident that he would not be injured at all. He didn't dodge or evade, but continued to throw a punch at Long Yu, destroying the 9 layers of the water defense canopy in an instant. Then he smashed the Yellow Springs barrier. The combination of the 2 defensive martial skills only weakened the power of his punch by 40 to 50%, leaving him with half of the remaining power to attack Long Yu. Reincarnation Awakening. As Long Yu threw a punch, the reincarnation force spread out, weakening the power of Brother Tiger Barbarian's punch by another 30%. Thunderbolt Tyrant Body. Immediately after, the surface of Long Yu's body flickered with thunderbolts, forming a dazzling electric net. With a punch, Brother Tiger Barbarian's burly body approached Long Yu and landed a heavy punch on his chest, sending Long Yu flying. Brother Tiger Barbarian frowned. He felt that after his punch was weakened, it did not cause any fatal damage to Long Yu. This kid actually cultivated a body-tempering martial skill and used his body to resist my 10 Desolation Tyrant Fist. Brother Tiger Barbarian's face turned serious. He had already used 70 to 80% of his strength in that punch, but even so, he was still unable to do anything to Long Yu. Could it be that he needed to use his full strength to deal with a kid that had just stepped into the rank 9 True Spirit? Long Yu's shocking battle strength instantly made Brother Tiger Barbarian's heart jump. If he was already like this when he was only in the rank 9 True Spirit, what would happen if he stepped into the heavenly, mystical realm? Enemies must die. A fierce light flashed in Brother Tiger Barbarian's eyes. He finally made up his mind. Even if he had to use 100% of his strength, he had to finish off Long Yu as soon as possible. However, at this moment, the 9 nether blood shadows that Long Yu had just released finally surrounded him from all directions. A strange power surrounded Brother Tiger Barbarian's entire body. The blood shadows were mixed with a white stream of air and instantly covered Brother Tiger Barbarian's entire body. At the beginning, Brother Tiger Barbarian did not feel anything, but very quickly, he felt that the stream of air was actually attached to his skin and began to absorb his blood. Scram! Brother Tiger Barbarian hated this kind of trick the most in his life. Facing this situation, all the power in his body exploded out, and the tiger spirit, true spirit, behind him also roared. Although he had stepped into the heavenly mystical realm, the laws of heaven and earth that he had comprehended were only at the mysterious jade level. The Tyrant Fist law was also the law that the 10 desolate demon kingdoms' demon cultivators comprehended the most. At this moment, the Tyrant Fist law exploded through the tiger spirit, true spirit, and in that instant, countless fist shadows surged out from his body, blasting a few large holes in the 9 nether blood shadows that covered his body. However, the 9 nether blood shadows did not have a physical body. As long as the core power was not annihilated, it could not be destroyed or destroyed. Although a few large holes were blasted out, the strange white stream of blood shadows actually quickly flew over, filled the holes, and continued to cover Brother Tiger Barbarian's entire body. Suck, suck, suck. The 9 nether blood shadows began to exert their strength. Even if Brother Tiger Barbarian's physical body was tough, he could not withstand such a strange attack. The blood in his body began to be continuously sucked out by the 9 nether blood shadows. After absorbing this blood, the color of the 9 nether blood shadows seems to have become a little brighter. When Long Yu discovered this phenomenon, he could not help but feel a little strange. Could it be that after the 9 nether blood shadows absorbed blood, there would be some changes? This piqued Long Yu's interest, and he immediately urged the 9 nether blood shadows to absorb the blood in Brother Tiger Barbarian's body at an even faster speed. Brother Tiger Barbarian continued to roar loudly, and all the power in his body exploded out. At this moment, he was using all of his power. He was unable to get rid of the 9 nether blood shadows on his body, and even the experts of the Heaven Realm did not have any methods to solve his predicament. The only thing he could do was to use the fastest speed to deal with Long Yu. That way, the strange power on his body would definitely be destroyed. Luckily, Brother Tiger Barbarian's skin was thick, and even the 9 nether blood shadow speed of absorbing his blood was very slow. It was just that the feeling of being covered by the strange power made Brother Tiger Barbarian very uncomfortable. Even if I let him absorb, I can still last for half a day. I don't believe that I can't kill a trash human cultivator in half a day. Brother Tiger Barbarian roared, and his entire body was covered with a layer of white blood shadows as he charged towards Long Yu aggressively. Moon Slaughter Blade Light. With the 9 nether blood shadows restraining him, there was no need for Long Yu to face Brother Tiger Barbarian head-on. The true spirit of the lunar moon appeared behind him and condensed a cold Moon Slaughter Blade Light. The frost condensed into rays of blade light and slashed across the sky towards Brother Tiger Barbarian. As for Long Yu himself, he spread his wings, and the pitch-black wings carried him into the sky, preparing to fight with Brother Tiger Barbarian. Damn it! Brother Tiger Barbarian faced the series of Moon Slaughter Blade Light and felt the tyrannical destructive power contained within. He did not dare to ignore it, and could only throw out punches after punches, shattering the Moon Slaughter Blade Light. With his strength, it was difficult for the Moon Slaughter Blade Light to injure him, but if he did not shatter it, he would not be able to use his body to take it head-on. This caused him to be unable to catch up to Long Yu. Even if he threw out punches from afar, Long Yu could easily neutralize them. Ever since he stepped into the Heaven Realm, Brother Tiger Barbarian had never thought that there would be a rank 9 true spirit martial cultivator that could fight with him like this. This kid called Long Yu was actually such a freak. Brother Tiger Barbarian wanted to use all his strength to charge at Long Yu and get rid of Long Yu. However, the Moon Slaughter Blade Light unceasingly swept towards him, stopping him in his tracks. Finally, Long Yu circled in the sky and returned to the beach. At this moment, the battle on the beach had already come to an end. Man Xian and Yin Huanma worked together and directly subdued the tiger demon, Brother Tiger Barbarian. This time, they did not plan to use Brother Tiger Barbarian as a hostage. Especially when they saw that Long Yu could actually hold Brother Tiger Barbarian back. They had a glimmer of hope. Perhaps If they worked together with Long Yu, they could really defeat Brother Tiger Barbarian. Long Yu's amazing combat strength made Man Xian and Yin Huanma's blood boil, and they directly eliminated Brother Tiger Barbarian. Anyway, the hatred between the two sides had already been established, and there was no need for them to show mercy to Brother Tiger Barbarian. "You're dead." Brother Tiger Barbarian was covered in a white blood shadow, and he flew back. Seeing that Man Xian and Yin Huanma had actually seriously injured his brother, and he was sent out by the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, he was completely enraged. These three human martial cultivators were too bold, and they actually dared to be so ruthless to his brother. Brother Tiger Barbarian glanced at the three of them coldly. He estimated that after the battle, just now, Long Yu must have little chi left in his body, and he would definitely not be able to fight with him for long. Chapter 338. Man Xian and Yin Huanma's hearts skipped a beat when Brother Barbarian glanced at them. It was one thing to be prepared to fight Brother Barbarian with Long Yu. However, when they faced Brother Barbarian and felt the aura of a celestial secret realm warrior, they couldn't help but feel a little scared. This kind of fear came from the bottom of their hearts and was completely uncontrollable. Although Man Xian and Yin Huanma were only one step away from the celestial secret realm, this step had been stuck for many geniuses. Some of them couldn't even take this step in their entire lives. In the celestial secret realm, in the eyes of ordinary warriors, those who stepped into the celestial secret realm were the strongest warriors who could defeat all those who hadn't stepped into the celestial secret realm. Since ancient times, warriors on the Heavenly Mandate continent had such an impression. Because of this, warriors in the celestial secret realm had a supreme status on the Heavenly Mandate continent. Dantian beat. Long Yu stood together with Man Xian and Yin Huanma. Without wasting any time, he urged his Dantian, which had been tempered by the heavenly thunder, to beat and recover his chi at an extremely fast speed. He sensed the emotions of Man Xian and Yin Huanma, so he said solemnly, "I will stop him from the front. You guys just need to harass him from the side and behind." If Man Xian and Yin Huanma were to fight Brother Barbarian head-on, they would definitely be seriously injured or even killed before they could even take one move. Long Yu would definitely be the one to fight Brother Barbarian head-on. Long Yu already had a better way to defeat Brother Barbarian, but he wasn't very confident. If Man Xian and Yin Huanma kept harassing him, he would be more confident. Remember, protect yourself first. Don't let him hurt you. Long Yu reminded them and calmly waited for Brother Barbarian to come over. He deliberately landed on the beach. If Brother Barbarian didn't come over, he would be delayed, and the Nine Serenity's blood shadow covering his body would eventually make him suffer. If Brother Barbarian came over, he would naturally be besieged by Long Yu and the other two. Brother Barbarian wasn't afraid of that. Die! Brother Tiger Man's eyes flashed with a fierce light as he charged toward Long Yu. He swung his fist that was infused with the boundless power of the law of hegemony, intending to kill Long Yu with a single punch. An expert of the celestial being's secret realm had comprehended the true essence of the law of heaven and earth. The power contained in this punch was far beyond what Long Yu could withstand. Awakening Samsara Palm, Moon Domain, Long Yu immediately threw a punch through the air, condensing the netherworld chi. The power of reincarnation instantly enveloped Brother Tiger Man's fist, causing the power of his punch to decrease by 20 to 30%. Then, the Tying domain spread out and enveloped Brother Barbarian's burly body, causing him to stagnate. However, it was only for a moment. Brother Tiger Barbarian's aura exploded, and he used his supreme strength to shatter Long Yu's extreme domain. Following which, he punched towards Long Yu's face. If he was hit by this punch, Long Yu would have no chance of surviving. "Get out of my way. Harass him." Long Yu pushed Man Xian and Yin Huanmo to the sides. At this critical moment, his eyes glowed, and a pair of pitch-black wings spread out from his back. "Still try to run?" Brother Tiger Man grinned hideously. Seeing the wings on Long Yu's back, the tiger spirit behind him roared and flew above Long Yu's head. It blocked Long Yu's escape route with its powerful aura. Following that, his fist smashed heavily onto Long Yu's face. Elder Brother Tiger Man was fully confident that his fist would be able to kill Long Yu, who had nowhere to run, on the spot. This was the result of Long Yu leading a group of people to snatch the advancement shrine and eliminate his younger brother. However, the next moment, Brother Tiger Man was shocked again. He felt that his punch, which contained all of his strength, was actually unable to hit anything. In his eyes, Long Yu's figure suddenly turned into an illusion, and his punch, which was condensed with all of his strength, actually pierced through this illusion. Brother Tiger Man's burly figure staggered and went through Long Yu's translucent shadow. Dragon Sparrow Flash. The pitch-black wings on Long Yu's back folded, and he completed the move. Then, he quickly retreated to prevent Brother Tiger Man from turning around and punching him. The Dragon Sparrow Flash was able to block all attacks. Even if it was an attack from a Heaven Realm expert, it would not be able to harm Long Yu in the slightest. This also bought a lot of time for Long Yu's group. Watch out, Cross Saber Ray. Divine Character. A dazzling cross-shaped blade light swept over from the left and instantly slashed towards Brother Tiger Man's burly figure. A fighting character flashing with golden light flew over from the right. It flashed with a strong will to fight and was about to imprint on Brother Tiger Man's shoulder in the next moment. Get out of my way. Brother Tiger Man roared and his aura exploded again. Be it Man Xion's Cross Saber Ray or Yin Huan Mo's fighting character, none of them could hurt him. However, after the two's interruption, Long Yu finally gathered enough strength to use his ultimate martial technique, Nether Dragon 9 Explosions. The side effects of a Nether Dragon 9 Explosions would make Long Yu immobile for an hour. But now, he had no other choice. In order to fight against Brother Tiger Man, he had to use the Nether Dragon 9 Explosions. Even if he couldn't move for half an hour, Man Xion and Yin Huanimo would take care of him. This was the biggest advantage of working as a team, and it was also what Long Yu had expected from the beginning. Nether Dragon 9 Explosions. First explosion gained the upper hand. Long Yu advanced instead of retreating. He took a step forward with a cold glint in his eyes. He gathered 9 underworld chi in one hand and used the Nether Dragon 9 Explosions to instantly explode on Brother Tiger Man's back. A dragon's roar sounded out as if it wanted to shake the heavens. This move far surpassed spiritual grade, profound grade, earth grade, and heaven grade. It was a martial technique passed down from the Great Desolate Era, when Long Yu was only in the 6th True Spirit Realm. He had used this move to deal with an opponent in the 9th True Spirit Realm. Now that he had stepped into the 9th True Spirit Realm, the power of this move was many times stronger than before. A 9 underworld explosion caused the heavens and earth to tremble. Brother Tiger Man had just blocked Man Xion and Yin Huan Mo's attacks, so how could he expect Long Yu to suddenly use his trump card? Instantly, he used his physical body to forcefully block the power of the first explosion of the Dark Dragon 9 Explosions. Even Brother Tiger Man couldn't help but roar out in pain. Long Yu's punch directly exploded on his back, causing his sturdy back to explode into pieces, causing him to suffer a pain that he hadn't felt in a long time. Long Yu, I will kill you. Brother Tiger Man roared. This move of yours is your trump card, but it still can't kill me. I want to see what other tricks you have. He turned around proudly, his eyes flashing with a fierce light. His body was covered in white blood shadows, making him look extremely miserable. However, the aura around his body became stronger and stronger. Following that, he transformed into a tiger. The strength of a demon cultivator who transformed into his original form was obviously much stronger. Even if Long Yu couldn't defeat Brother Tiger Man now, being able to force him to reveal his original form was already something that he could be proud of. Of course, Long Yu would definitely not be satisfied with this. Want to kill me? Do you have the strength? Long Yu snickered. Facing Brother Tiger Man's angry glare, he didn't retreat. Instead, he advanced and continued to activate the chi in his body, activating the second explosion of the Nether Dragon 9 explosions, illusory dragon's roar. A domineering dragon's roar rang in Brother Tiger Man's ears, causing his expression to change. This move again. Brother Tiger Man didn't dare to be careless. He immediately activated the chi in his body and formed in chi armor that covered his entire body. The dragon's roar just now had already heavily injured his back. Now that the dragon's roar was heard again, how could he not take it seriously? However, after this dragon's roar, he didn't feel any explosive force, causing him to become uncertain. What's going on? Brother Tiger Man stared deadly at Long Yu, but all he saw was Long Yu's calm expression. He couldn't find any useful information. Explode, Long Yu shouted. Then, another dragon's roar rang in Brother Tiger Man's ears, causing him to become nervous. However, after this dragon's roar, there was still no explosion. Brother Tiger Man seemed to have understood something. Haha, that kind of attack, you can only release it once, right? Brother Tiger Man roared. You want to kill me? I like to see how you dare to fight against me. If you want to see, then I'll show it to you. Explode. Long Yu laughed. He raised his hand and another dragon's roar was heard. Brother Tiger Man sneered. Bluff. As soon as he finished speaking, a terrifying explosive force suddenly exploded beside him. He was caught off guard and was completely enveloped by the chi of the underworld. It is indeed bluff, but do you still dare to come and kill me now? Long Yu saw that Brother Barbarian's head was bleeding from the explosion of Nether Dragon 9. He laughed coldly and said, You can try again. I admit that there are repercussions from using this move, but even if I die, I can send you out of the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table. Brother Tiger Barbarian was dizzy from the explosion. Due to the blood flowing out of his back and head, the white blood shadow that covered his body became even more excited, and the speed at which it sucked the blood from his body became even faster. If this continued, Brother Tiger Man knew that he might really die here. Go! Brother Tiger Man looked at Long Yu, who was standing calmly, and an inexplicable fear arose in his heart. It made him want to escape. From the very beginning, this Long Yu before him had been acting like he had a card up his sleeve all the way until now. This made Brother Tiger Man completely lose confidence. Even his confidence as a heavenly being realm powerhouse was blown away by Long Yu's 2 dark dragon explosions. Brat, I'll let you go this time. The next time I see you, I'll definitely take your life. Brother Tiger Man coldly snorted and flew into the sky with his fastest speed. He wanted to escape from this place because he felt that Long Yu was too strange. However, Long Yu had already used the Dark Dragon 9 explosions. How could he let this guy escape so easily? If he did not take this opportunity to finish him off, when the side effects of the Dark Dragon 9 explosions appeared, Man Xian and Yanhuan Mo would all die. Great mastery of the Dark Dragon 9 explosions. The third explosion, Spiritual Shock Explosion. When Long Yu saw Brother Tiger Man turn around and run, the corner of his mouth curled up. He activated the Xian Qi in his body and finally executed the Nether Dragon 9 explosions. Chapter 339. When Brother Barbarian Tiger turned around to escape, his mind was at its weakest. At this time, Long Yu performed the third explosion of the Dark Dragon's 9 explosions at the Great Completion Realm, the Spiritual Blast. A dragon's roar exploded in Brother Barbarian's mind, causing his entire body to buzz as he fell from the sky. His body, which weighed several hundred kilograms, landed heavily on the beach. The Dark Dragon's 9 explosions is a desolate-level martial skill. Its power is incredible, Long Yu thought to himself. With the Dark Dragon's 9 explosions, he could actually defeat an expert of the heavenly realm. He didn't expect it to be so smooth at first, but there was no time for him to be amazed. After he performed the Dark Dragon's 9 explosions, he was unable to move or speak. Seeing Brother Barbarian's body falling, Man Xian and Yin Huanma didn't hesitate and attacked Brother Barbarian. The cross-shaped blade radiance and the divine text covered Brother Barbarian's body. In the next moment, Brother Barbarian's burly body disappeared from the beach. The heavenly mandate sand table sensed that he was heavily injured and naturally transmitted him out. The battle was won. However, Long Yu's greatest trump card had been exposed. He knew very well that at this moment, Xuanji Shanhai and a few others were definitely observing the situation in the heavenly mandate sand table small world. So what if you guys know? Long Yu thought to himself and didn't care too much. His Dark Dragon's 9 explosions was absolute power. So what if others knew about it? At most, it would expose the side effect of being unable to move after performing the move. Moreover, the Dark Dragon's 9 explosions was no longer his trump card. If he performed the dark divine text that he comprehended not long ago, it would definitely be more powerful than the Dark Dragon's 9 explosions. However, it was a trump card that he absolutely couldn't expose now. No matter what, he had to leave a way out for himself. It was also because he comprehended the dark divine text that Long Yu chose to perform the Dark Dragon's 9 explosions and expose it in front of others. Long Yu, how are you? Yin Huanimo rushed back to Long Yu's side as fast as she could and supported him. Her noble and elegant body hugged him, making him feel a burst of warmth. Unfortunately, Long Yu was unable to speak at all now, and he could only transmit his thoughts through the lunar wings. Moreover, Yin Huanimo and Man Xian were unable to receive his thoughts. Fortunately, before the operation began, Long Yu had roughly explained the possible scenarios that could occur. Looks like it's just as Brother Long said. After using this move, he won't be able to move his entire body. This state will last for an hour. Man Xian said. We'll have to take care of him for an hour. Also, shouldn't we not give up on the ultimate divine hall? Yin Huama pondered for a moment and said. That's right. Since we can even snatch the advanced shrine, it might be possible for us to get the ultimate shrine. Man Xian's eyes lit up. Then let's hurry up and take Long Yu with us. Yin Huama smiled. He held Long Yu in his arms and quickly moved toward the north with Man Xian. They were in the southern region of the heavenly mandate sand table small world, and the ultimate divine hall would appear in the center of the heavenly mandate sand table small world 2 days after the advanced shrine appeared. Because of the ultimate divine hall, there were basically no martial arts practitioners left in the southern region of the heavenly mandate sand table small world. The remaining groups were not very strong, and they were still searching for ordinary shrines. For them, if they could find one, it was one. As for the ultimate divine hall, they didn't even bother to think about it. Theoretically speaking, if they were lucky, it was not impossible for them to get the ultimate divine hall. However, rather than trying their luck, it was better for them to find 1 or 2 regular divine halls and strengthen themselves. That way, even if they could not join the Sky Entertainment Christmas Festival, their trip would not have been in vain. Of course, these people were not a threat to Man Xian and Yin Huanma. At this moment, the strength of Man Xian and Yin Huanma had completed the transformation. Not only did they step into the level 9 true spirit, but they also comprehended the black level martial skill and obtained the black level weapon. Their combat effectiveness was at least 3 or 4 times stronger than before. Before Long Yu recovered, they saw 2 groups of people along the way, but there was no conflict. After an hour, Long Yu's body had completely recovered, and the side effects of using the Dark Dragon 9 explosions had finally disappeared. Let's go, let's speed up. As soon as Long Yu woke up, the first thing he said was to lead the 2 of them to the center of the heavenly mandate sand table at a faster speed. The small world of the heavenly mandate sand table was extremely vast. From the center of the southern region to the center of the entire small world, for ordinary martial arts practitioners in the level 9 true spirit, it would probably take 2 whole days. But for Long Yu or the experts in the heavenly being arcana realm, 1 day should be more or less enough. Yin Huanma cultivated the black level medium grade martial skill, so his speed was extremely fast. When he flew through the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table, he was no slower than Long Yu, who was flying with Man Xian. The black wings behind Long Yu stretched out, and he used all his strength to activate the lunar wings and the dance of the dragon sparrow. His speed with Man Xian was faster than Yin Huanma. The dance of the dragon sparrow was a black-level, transcendent grade martial skill. Even in the shrines of the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table, there was no such powerful martial skill. Maybe there would be such a martial skill in the ultimate shrines when they advanced to the shrines, but it was not something that could be learned in a day. Even with Long Yu's talent and the help of the dragon seal of 9 underworlds, it took him nearly a month to learn the dance of the dragon sparrow from Wulong. Even though they were delayed for a whole day in the Divine Hall and fought with the Man-Tiger brothers, Long Yu and the other two still rushed to the center of the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table at an extremely fast speed. According to their speed, it was absolutely possible to arrive before the appearance of the ultimate shrines. When the three of them rushed to the center of the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table, they had no idea that they had been listed as the key targets by Xuanji Shanhai and the others. 3 human martial arts practitioners at the 9th level of the secret realm of True Spirit defeated the Man-Tiger brothers, who were in the heavenly being Arcana realm. This was incredible and subverted their concept. Among them, Long Yu's terrifying combat power and the martial skill 9 underworld dragon explosions shocked Xuanji, Shanhai, and the others. This kid is a rare genius. A white-bearded old man from the Southern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate realm kept staring at Long Yu in the small world of the Heavenly Mandate sand table. He kept sighing with his eyes shining. Yes, this time the Northern Academy got a monster. He is only in the 9th level of the True Spirit realm, but he can defeat an expert in the initial human realm. It's amazing. The supervisor of the Western Academy of the Heavenly Mandate realm also said aloud, "I heard that this kid's mother seems to be the daughter of the Lord of the Northern Academy. That is to say, this kid is the grandson of the Lord of the Northern Sky, First Academy?" The white-bearded old man from the Southern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate realm asked. Yes, this is the truth. But in the Heavenly Mandate sand table, even the Lord himself can't do anything. The supervisor of the Eastern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate realm narrowed his eyes. This shows that Long Yu is really powerful. The group of supervisors discussed like this, which made Xuanji Shanhai extremely unhappy. Although Xuanji Shanhai had a high opinion of Long Yu, especially after Long Yu led a group of people to rob the Divine Hall of Advancement, he never thought that Long Yu could do something as amazing as defeating Brother Tiger Man of the Heavenly Human Secret Realm. This round, I'll let you be proud and arrogant. Next round, I'll let you die without a burial place. A fierce light flashed in Xuanji Shanhai's eyes. However, in front of the other 4 supervisors of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Academy, he did not show anything inappropriate. The reason why there were 5 judges in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection was to ensure fairness. It would not be easy for Xuanji Shanhai to do anything. But no matter how difficult it was, this was Xuanji Shanhai's territory. As long as he thought of a way, he could always get something done without anyone knowing. As for Long Yu, Xuanji Shanhai paid special attention to Long Yu. He was determined to kill and cripple Long Yu. As for the supervisors from the other Heavenly Mandate Sacred Academy, they were also very interested in Long Yu. If they did not know that Long Yu was Bei Tianyi's grandson, they would have tried to fight for him. Which force would not want such a talented young genius? In the backyard of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Academy, where Bei Yuyao was being held. In the misty clouds like a fairyland, the small courtyard floated in the air, as usual. Usually, no one would come to disturb it. But in recent days, there seemed to be a little more people coming here. A female disciple of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Academy, dressed in splendid clothes, was tall and had a jade-like face. There was a little arrogance in her eyes. Master, the arrogant female disciple of the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Academy cupped her fists and greeted her respectfully. Any news? Bei Yuyao's voice came from the courtyard. Master, your son, Long Yu, has done something great again. The female disciple also felt that it was a little unbelievable and said with a bitter smile, "Oh, he is only in the rank 8 true spirit realm. I'm already very pleased that he can rely on tricks to snatch the advancement divine hall. What else can he do now?" Bei Yao thought for a moment and asked, "The ultimate divine hall hasn't appeared yet, right?" "It has nothing to do with the ultimate divine hall. Long Yu, after coming out of the advancement divine hall, he actually, following that, the female disciple recounted everything that had happened in full detail. What? He stepped into the rank 9 true spirit realm and defeated Brother Barbarian of the Heavenly People's secret realm?" Bei Yao's surprised voice came out. Then, a fairy-like figure appeared at the door of the courtyard. "Is everything you said true?" "Master, why would I lie to you? Everything I've said is absolutely true. There's not a single bit of falsehood." This disciple saw it with his own eyes. It could be seen that this female disciple of Bei Yao was very arrogant, but she was completely convinced by Long Yu, who was able to defeat an expert of the Heavenly People's secret realm with a cultivation of the rank 9 true spirit realm. Although Long Yu was still no match for her, if Long Yu was allowed to continue to develop, it might not be the case. Well, let me think. Chapter 340. In the small world of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, Long Yu flew toward the center with Man Xian, while Yin Huanma followed them with his martial arts skills. Along the way, Long Yu used his spirit-seeking skills to take detours when encountering natural disasters. Although the distance was a little long, it saved them a lot of trouble. After about a day, the three finally saw a pyramid-shaped building in the distance, floating in the sky, emitting a golden light. "The ultimate palace," Long Yu said in a low voice. He looked around and saw several heavenly realm experts flying in the air around the ultimate palace. They were confronting each other, and no one dared to act rashly. The ultimate palace is floating so high in the air. It seems that except for the experts of the heavenly realm who can fly in the air, no one is qualified to touch it. Yin Huanma stood on the ground, looked up at the ultimate palace, and said solemnly, "We still have a chance." Long Yu nodded and narrowed his eyes. "Let's go and see what's going on." Just like snatching the advancement shrine, if one wanted to be the first to enter the ultimate shrine, one had to have a perfect strategy. Otherwise, in terms of speed, Long Yu would definitely not be able to compete with those Heaven Realm experts. When they were a little closer, Long Yu carefully observed the scene. The Heavenly Realm demonic cultivator from the Soul Valley Demon Kingdom, Mo Shang, transformed into a black figure and was confronting the Heavenly Realm female cultivator in a snow-white robe, Shuel Lan from the Ice Source Temple. The most eye-catching one was the genius of the Heavenly Cloud Sword Kingdom, Ji Tianqi, who was facing the fat foodie gentleman and the expert of Dragon Do alone. A total of 5 Heavenly Realm experts were here, except for Brother Barbarian from the 10 Wilderness Demon Kingdom. Both Foodie Gentleman and Worshipping Eagle are injured. Long Yu saw the clues at a glance. Could it be that the two were no match for Ji Tianqi, even if they joined forces? Maybe they were in the same area before and were injured when fighting for the Advancement Palace. Now they're working together to stop Ji Tianqi. Man Xian speculated. Yes. Long Yu nodded. No matter what, none of the 5 Sky Human Secret Realm experts were easy to deal with. Under such circumstances, even if Long Yu used Dark Dragon 9 explosions to defeat one of them, it would be useless. He had defeated one, but there were still 4 left. Moreover, after using the Nether Dragon 9 explosions, he was unable to move his body. It was impossible for him to seize the ultimate shrine. "Come on, let's descend first," Long Yu said softly. The black wings on his back folded up, and he descended into the forest with Man Xian, meeting up with Yin Huan and Mo Yin. The trees in this forest were not very dense. Looking up, one could clearly see the ultimate palace floating in the air and the 5 celestial realm experts surrounding it. The 5 experts naturally saw Long Yu approaching with Man Xian. However, for them, anyone who hadn't stepped into the Heaven Realm posed no threat at all. After Long Yu landed on the ground, Four of them obviously didn't bother to pay attention to him. Only the celestial realm expert of Dragon Do, by Shunning, had a ferocious look in his eyes when he saw Long Yu, as if he had some kind of plan. He was holding Ji Tianqi back with Eater Gentleman, so he naturally couldn't deal with Long Yu himself. However, there were still many people from Dragon Do in the forest below. Kill Long Yu. Bai Shuning looked ferocious and gave the order to the Dragon Do cultivators in the forest below. This sentence entered the ears of the Dragon Do cultivators. Of course, it also entered the ears of Long Yu. Get ready to fight. Long Yu looked around and could clearly see that below the ultimate divine palace, there were actually dozens of rank 9 true spirit martial cultivators gathered, coming from various great powers. Among them, there were 2 teams from Dragon Do, a total of 6 people. After hearing Bai Shunying's words, they all grinned and walked toward Long Yu. They were waiting here for the result of the ultimate palace, but they didn't expect that Long Yu would come to their door for them to kill. It was an interesting thing to do to kill time. Because of Long Yu, many Dragon Do cultivators had a comprehensive score deducted at the beginning of the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. Although the root cause was their bad mouths, of course, they would not admit it. Instead, they regarded Long Yu as the culprit. In fact, Long Yu did nothing but meditate on the spot to break through. Of course, it was Xuanji Shanhai's good deed to provoke these opponents. Swish! Swish! At this moment, 2 figures suddenly jumped out from the side and blocked in front of the 6 Dragon Do cultivators. These 2 people turned out to be demon cultivators from the demon kingdom of Soul Valley. Sword Wing, Rainbow Feather. Long Yu narrowed his eyes as he recognized the other party's identity. Ghost Valley Wing Messenger, Soaring Sky Tribe. There were more than 30 spots in the entire demon kingdom of Soul Valley, and the Soaring Sky Tribe only had 2 spots. Sword Wing and Rainbow Feather were the only ones from the Soaring Sky Tribe who were qualified to participate in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. At this moment, these 2 people blocked in front of the 6 people from Dragon Do. What do they want? Demon cultivators who had not entered the celestial plane could not transform into human form, speak human language, or communicate with the 6 people from Dragon Do. Just when the 6 people from Dragon Do thought that these 2 people were here to make trouble, Rainbow Feather, who had the rainbow wings, suddenly turned around and attacked Long Yu. Long Yu died. Rainbow Feather's thoughts were conveyed to Long Yu through the moon wings, letting Long Yu know that Rainbow Feather and Sword Wing were here to kill him. Moreover, it seemed that they could not bear to see Long Yu die in the hands of others. They actually let Sword Wing stop the 6 people from Dragon Do and let Rainbow Feather deal with Long Yu. Just you alone? Long Yu looked at Rainbow Feather flying over alone, and he could not help but chuckle. Isn't this Rainbow Feather looking down on me, Long Yu? Indeed, when he was still in the Soaring Sky Tribe's territory, Long Yu could only run away when facing Rainbow Feather, but now was not the past. Rainbow Feather was in the 9th true spirit realm, and so was Long Yu. Moreover, Long Yu had 2 helpers, Man Xian and Yanhuan Mo, by his side. This Rainbow Feather was a little too confident. Of course, Long Yu did not underestimate the enemy, just because he saw only Rainbow Feather attacking him. Instead, a trace of vigilance arose in his heart. This Rainbow Feather charging over like this might be a trap. Look, they're actually fighting. Looks like this Long Yu has really offended a lot of people. Yes, what a pity. I thought I could take this kid's life with my own hands. I didn't expect this kid to even offend the demon cultivators. Forget it, this kid's head will be handed over to the demon cultivators. Let's just watch the show. The 6 martial cultivators from Dragon Do stood by the side, grinning. Clearly, they were not prepared to interfere. Seeing this situation, the Gu-E, who had wings like swords, the corners of his mouth that was covered in feathers curled up slightly. Following that, he turned around and followed closely behind Rainbow Feather, attacking towards Long Yu. 2 people. However, this was not enough. Long Yu did not pay much attention to Sword Wings and Rainbow Feather at all. Instead, he placed more attention in the dark, guarding against any sneak attack. Lunar Domain. Behind Long Yu, the lunar moon true spirit was released. Accompanied by tyrannical lunar pressure, it enveloped towards Rainbow Feather and Sword Wings who were charging over. Kill! Rainbow Feather looked at Long Yu with hatred in his eyes. He was determined to kill Long Yu here. There is such a great enmity between us. Long Yu looked at Rainbow Feather and transmitted a faint thought through the lunar wings. You kill my clansman, Zegon. Is this enmity not great? Rainbow Feather's face was full of hatred as he transmitted. As expected, bringing you into the tribe was a wrong decision. It is your clansman, Zegon, who wants to kill me. Am I not allowed to resist? Long Yu laughed. That's good too. Since you guys have delivered yourself to my doorstep, then today it is time to take revenge for that sword. That day outside the Soaring Sky Tribe, Long Yu and Rainbow Feather came back from collecting medicinal herbs and encountered Sword Wings. Jian, he didn't give Long Yu any chance to explain. With a single sword strike, he severed Long Yu's lunar wings, causing him to fall into the Hidden Bones abyss. Only then did he coincidentally meet the leader of the Seven Calamities, Wang Chongfeng, who cultivated the dance of the Dragon Sparrow and the water manipulation martial technique. Let's not talk about a blessing in disguise for now. Long Yu definitely had to take revenge for the sword attack that the Sword Wings sent at him. As for Rainbow Feather entering the Hidden Bone Abyss and encountering the Dead Spirit Storm, being saved by Long Yu, this was a small matter. Long Yu was already too lazy to be tangled with it, treating it as both sides being even. The enmity of a sword, you're also fit to talk about enmity with us. Rainbow Feather gave a cold laugh. To her, Long Yu killing her clansman, Zegon, was an unforgivable crime. Long Yu's lunar domain spread out, enveloping Rainbow Feather inside very quickly, making Rainbow Feather's expression change slightly. The Long Yu who stepped into the level 9 true spirit was indeed already this strong. But Rainbow Feather did not admit defeat. With a thought, the Rainbow true spirit was released behind her. A wave of rainbow law power surged out, wanting to resist the lunar domain. However, under Long Yu's urging, the lunar domain's pressure became stronger and stronger, continuously suppressing Rainbow Feather's rainbow domain and shrinking it. Eat a sword of mine. Sword Wings followed behind Rainbow Feather. Taking advantage of Rainbow Feather blocking the lunar wings, he released his long sword, True Spirit, condensing countless resplendent sword lights, sweeping over towards Long Yu with a loud bang. Seeing this scene, Man Xin by the side still wanted to make a move, but he was stopped by Long Yu. His own grudge definitely had to be avenged himself. Moonslaughter Blade Light. Long Yu guarded against the darkness while condensing Moonslaughter Blade Light, directly clashing with those resplendent sword lights released by Sword Wings, easily shattering all of those sword lights. Immediately after, the Moonslaughter Blade Light did not stop in the slightest, directly charging towards Sword Wings. What? Sword Wings completely did not think that his sword light attack was actually so weak in front of Long Yu. Sword Energy Defense. The long sword True Spirit behind Sword Wings brandished, instantly condensing a layer of defensive sword light, attempting to block those Moonslaughter Blade lights. However, the Moonslaughter Blade light arrived in an instant, instantly shattering that layer of defensive sword light. The Moonslaughter Blade light, condensed from the Earth Seal, level lunar, heavenly tablets laws, had extremely tyrannical destructive power. Ordinary level 9 True Spirit experts could not block it at all. Puff, puff, puff. Chapter 341. With just one move of the killing Moon Blade Light, Long Yu had avenged his sword strike and severely injured Jian. He was then teleported out by the power of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. This scene made the Rainbow Feather, who was suppressed by the extreme domain, stunned. Once upon a time, Sword Wing was an invincible expert for Long Yu. He could kill Long Yu with a casual move. But now, the situation was reversed. In front of Long Yu, Sword Wing could not even withstand one move. No wonder you were so arrogant. But do you think you can have the last laugh today? Hong Yu gritted her teeth. As she sent out her will, Long Yu suddenly sensed the sounds of several figures rapidly approaching him from behind. Sure enough, there is a sneak attack. Long Yu narrowed his eyes and released the heaven-suppressing sun true spirit. The sun and moon true spirits appeared at the same time, mutually reinforcing each other, causing the pressure of the lunar domain to become even stronger. At the same time, Long Yu turned his head to take a look, only to see that there were a total of 3 demonic cultivators that came out from the shadows of the forest, and each of them was an expert of the rank 9 true spirit. Are they members of the Ghost Sect tribe? Long Yu thought to himself. The Soaring Sky tribe and the Ghost Sect tribe were originally enemies. Could it be that something happened during the 2 years I left? Long Yu had no time to think about it. Since the other side launched an attack, he would deal with it. Man X and Elder Yin do it. Now was not the time for revenge, so Long Yu would not restrict Man Xian and Yin Huan. On the other hand, he did not want to fight so many people alone. That would be too eye-catching. Long Yu still wanted to snatch the ultimate palace. He could not expose all his trump cards here. At least, he could not let the experts in the heavenly being's secret realm be too vigilant. Haha, cross-blade light. Man Xian unleashed a middle-rank, profound level blade art and instantly clashed with one of the Gu Gu Wing messengers. That Gu Gu Wing messenger wanted to attack Long Yu, so of course he had to land on the ground, which allowed Man Xian to attack him. Otherwise, Gu Gu he would be flying in the sky, and Man Xian alone would not be able to deal with him. Divine characters! Yin Huan Ma let out a delicate shout. Divine markings glowed resplendently as they flew swiftly towards Hong Yu, and they carried an imposing aura of daring to go against everything in the world as they blasted towards Hong Yu's face. She chose to deal with the female Ghost Valley Wing envoy. As for the other 2 people sneaking up on her, Long Yu would naturally deal with them personally. These 2 are the young geniuses of the Ghost Sect clan. They're only 1 step away from entering the Deva realm. You're going to die, for sure, if you fight them alone. As Hong Yu received the attack, she looked towards Long Yu's location and sneered. When did you get together with the members of the Ghost Sect clan? Long Yu smiled lightly. As he sent out his divine sense, he circulated the profound energy within his body to condense 9 layers of the sky water barrier and 1 layer of the nether spring barrier. When dealing with an opponent at the 9th level of the true spirit realm, even if they were about to step into the Deva realm, they still hadn't taken that step in the end. These 2 defensive methods of Long Yu's were sufficient to resist any attacks from them. No matter if it's our Soaring Sky clan or the Ghost Sect clan, we're both part of the Ghost Valley Wing Envoys clan. You killed one of our clansmen, so you're the enemy of everyone in our clan. Hong Yu snorted coldly. Is that so? Then why did you invite me to join your clan to fight against the Ghost Sect clan? Long Yu sneered as well. Killing the Ghost Valley Wing envoy makes one an enemy. In that case, why did Hong Yu invite him to join the Soaring Sky clan? Obviously, these 3 experts of the Ghost Sect clan definitely knew that Long Yu was the will of the Soaring Sky clan's chief. Therefore, they wanted to kill Long Yu so as not to endanger the orthodox position of the Ghost Sect clan. The chief of the Soaring Sky clan, Absolute Soul, was overbearing and had a very high prestige among the Ghost Valley Wing Envoy's entire clan. Even if his will still existed, the members of the Ghost Sect clan had the obligation to eliminate him. In other words, Hong Yu and Sword Wing didn't join forces with these 3 experts of the Ghost Sect clan. They were only temporarily joining forces to deal with Long Yu. Originally, I thought that there was no need for us to make a move. But now, it seems that the members of the Soaring Sky clan are really too useless. Long Yu faced the 2 Ghost Valley Wing Envoys of the Ghost Sect clan. One of the Ghost Valley Wing Envoys grinned hideously and sent a thought to Long Yu. The will of the former chief of the Soaring Sky clan still exists in you, right? Since that's the case, let me destroy it completely. That depends on whether you have the strength or not. Long Yu let out a disdainful smile. At that moment, the attacks of the 2 experts of the Ghost Sect clan finally landed on the heavenly water curtain and the yellow spring barrier. The two Ghost Valley Wing envoys, who were at the rank 9 True Spirit, joined forces but still failed to break the heavenly water curtain. Instead, all of the attack power was reflected, which made the two Ghost Valley Wing envoys' expressions change slightly. It seems that I've underestimated you. One of the Ghost Valley Wing envoys let out a cold snort and sent a thought to Nyetian. With your strength, you're qualified to make us use 70 to 80% of our strength. Really? Hearing that, Long Yu smiled and said, "It seems that I've overestimated you. You can't even break the first layer of my defense. You're much weaker than I thought. It seems that I only need to use 30% of my strength to deal with you. You, brat, don't be too arrogant." The Ghost Valley Wing envoys sent an extremely angry thought to Nyetian. "I'm very curious. You've been acting arrogantly in front of me since the beginning, and I'm just imitating your tone of voice. Is that wrong?" Long Yu opened his eyes wide and sent out a strange thought. Enough to make them use 70 to 80% of their strength? Was this something to be proud of? As a rank 9 True Spirit Martial Cultivator, Long Yu could not understand where these two Ghost Valley Wing envoys got their sense of superiority from. "Don't waste words with him. Attack. Finish this quickly." The other Ghost Valley Wing envoy spread his blood-red wings and snorted coldly. Instantly, a blood-red mist enveloped Long Yu. 9 Yu Blood Shadow. Long Yu raised his hand and finally released the top-grade Mystic-grade Bizarre combat weapon. Instantly, the white blood shadow split into countless parts and attacked the two Ghost Valley Wing envoys from all directions. In just a moment, their bodies were completely covered by the 9 Yu Blood Shadow. A rank 9 True Spirit Martial Cultivator's body strength definitely couldn't compare to Brother Tiger Man's. Brother Tiger Man could last for half a day under the 9 Yu Blood Shadow suction, but the two people in front of him clearly couldn't last long. Being covered by the 9 Yu Blood Shadow, the two Ghost Valley Wing envoys became vigilant. "This thing is sucking my blood." One of them quickly discovered something, and the blood-red aura around his body exploded out, wanting to disperse the 9 Yu Blood Shadow. However, how could a top-grade profound level battle weapon be so easily dealt with? The 9 Yu Blood Shadow was dispersed by the red aura, but right after, it gathered back together and continued to cover the Ghost Valley Wing envoys and started to absorb the blood in his body. No matter what method they used, they were unable to escape from the entanglement of the 9 Yu Blood Shadow, as if they were being stared at by a maggot. "Kill this brat first. I don't believe that this thing will be of any use." The two Ghost Valley Wing envoys busied themselves for a while and finally placed their gazes back on Long Yu. But unfortunately, it was already too late for them to realize it now. Awakening the palm of Samsara, drunk in the Yellow Springs, Long Yu threw 2 punches in a row, and the power of Samsara instantly spread out, covering the two Ghost Valley Wing envoys, and directly pushed their martial arts realm into the Samsara, falling to the 8th level of the True Spirit Realm. Then, the spirit of the Yellow Springs and the road to the Yellow Springs emerged, filling the whole place with a strange aura. Then, the two Ghost Valley Wing envoys were completely restrained, unable to move. 9 Yu Explosive Flow. A cold light flashed in Long Yu's eyes, and he punched the ground. Endless 9 Yu Chi gathered together from the ground, and then gathered into a pillar of Chi, and suddenly burst out, covering the two Ghost Valley Wing envoys. Die! Being hit by the 9 Yu Explosive Flow, the two Ghost Valley Wing envoys would definitely die. Even if they were sent out by the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, they would not be able to survive. Long Yu did not think there was anything wrong with this. It was normal for him to fight back when the other party wanted to kill him. Moreover, it was a battle. Would Long Yu deliberately show mercy? Even if he killed the other party, Long Yu did not need to take any responsibility. The scene of Long Yu killing the two Ghost Valley Wing envoys with a casual punch fell into the eyes of the surrounding people, and suddenly their faces changed again and again. Especially Hong Yu, who was fighting fiercely with Yen Huanma. A look of disbelief appeared in her eyes. It was understandable that Long Yu defeated Jian Yi with one move. But the two members of the Ghost Sect tribe were experts who were only one step away from the Heavenly Being's secret realm. It could be said that they were invincible under the Heavenly Being's secret realm. However, even so, when the two joined hands, they were so easily blown out of the Heavenly Mandate's sand table by Long Yu, and it was unknown whether they were alive or dead. The 6 rank, 9 true spirit martial cultivators from Dragon Capital were all stunned when they saw this. How could this Long Yu have such powerful strength? Let's not provoke him. He is a killing god. Yes, such an opponent is too terrible. Even if we deal with him now, we may not be able to kill him. Let's wait for another opportunity and let Senior Brother by Shinying deal with him personally. In this way, it will be a piece of cake. The 6 people whispered to each other, and all showed timid expressions. In front of them, Long Yu defeated Jian Yi with one move, and then killed the other 2 Ghost Valley Wing envoys with one punch. Such courage had already made them lose their fighting spirit. The other Ghost Valley Wing envoy, who was fighting fiercely with Man Xian, frowned slightly when he saw this. He knew that now there was only one person left in the field, and there was no chance of winning against Long Yu. Therefore, after thinking for a while, he spread his wings and flew away into the sky. Long Yu did not chase after him because he still wanted to fight against the Ultimate Palace. Anyway, the Ghost Valley Wing envoy who had escaped was no threat to Long Yu. In contrast, Long Yu was more concerned about the situation outside the Ultimate Palace. Just when he was dealing with the Ghost Valley Wing envoy, the 5 Celestial Secret Realm warriors who were confronting each other finally broke out in a battle. For a time, there was a constant roar in the sky, and the terrifying pressure filled the entire space, making people subconsciously want to leave this place to avoid being affected. Hong was like this. Jian Yi had been eliminated, and it was too dangerous for her to stay here alone. She must first leave this place and find a safe place. Everyone, including Hong Yu, was thinking about waiting for the 5 Celestial Secret Realm warriors to fight. It would be best if all 5 of them were injured, and then they would jump out and take advantage of the situation. This was especially true for the demon cultivators who could fly, including the Guegu Yi envoy, who had this idea. Chapter 342. Obviously, the 5 Celestial Secret Realm warriors were not the only ones who wanted to enter the Ultimate Shrine. In addition to them, there were also people like Long Yu who wanted to take advantage of the situation below. Although the Ultimate Shrine was suspended more than 2,000 feet in the air, if one cultivated some special martial art skills, such as Long Yu's Dragon Sparrow Dance or Dragon Leap, there was still a way to enter. Or if one had some weapons, such as Long Yu's Lunar Wings, they could also fly into the air and step into the Ultimate Shrine. However, these people certainly could not make a move now. Once they appeared, the 5 Celestial Secret Realm warriors would definitely join forces to attack them. Facing the Celestial Secret Realm warriors, they had no chance of winning, unless the 5 Celestial Secret Realm warriors were already fighting to the death. Everyone was waiting for an opportunity, including the 5 Celestial Secret Realm warriors. Weren't they also waiting for an opportunity? For them, it was useless to defeat their opponents. What they were thinking about was when they could enter the Ultimate Shrine as soon as possible. The Ultimate Shrine represented a comprehensive score of 100 points. It could be said that the team members who grabbed the Ultimate Shrine had a very high chance of winning the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection. In other words, the Ultimate Shrine had almost guaranteed a team member to join the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute. Although the 5 Celestial Secret Realm warriors in the sky had already fought fiercely, they were all probing each other. Obviously, no one had shown their true strength, because they still had some doubts. Where is Brother Barbarian Tiger from the 10 Wilderness Demon Kingdom? The 5 people were very confused about Barbarian Tiger's absence. They were afraid that this guy was hiding on the side and ready to take advantage of them. However, they thought about it for a while. Even if this tiger demon was in human form, he was still straightforward. How could he do such a sinister thing? Of course, nothing was absolute. They had to guard against Barbarian Tiger's sudden appearance no matter what. The five of us belong to different groups, but only one group can enter the ultimate shrine. Ji Tianqi said lightly while fighting with God-worshipping Eagle and Eater Gentleman. Obviously, he wanted to divide God-worshipping Eagle and Eater Gentleman. If there was a conflict between the two, the alliance would naturally collapse. Haha, Ji Tianqi, don't try to drive a wedge between us. The fat eater laughed heartily. I don't need you to tell me about brother by Shaning and I. At least with the two of us here, it is impossible for you to enter the ultimate shrine. Really? Ji Tianqi smiled faintly. I quit the battle. You guys can fight for the ultimate shrine. With that, Ji Tianqi actually retreated swiftly. All the sword chi in his body returned to his scabbard, and he descended to the ground. Quit. Ji Tianqi's actions undoubtedly puzzled the Eater Gentleman and the worshipping Eagle. However, their faces lit up with joy. But God-worshipping Eagle and God-worshipping Eagle, Gentleman, and, after all, Eater God-worshipping Shrine and worshipping Saint Shrine, Eagle Shrine. God-worshipping Shrine, Monk God, Monk King said God. The fat eater squinted his eyes and shook his head. Ha! The eater is indeed a gentleman. Since you have kept your promise, I will go in. Of course, according to the agreement, everything in the ultimate shrine is yours. The worshipping god Eagle laughed as it turned around and flew towards the ultimate shrine. The two of them actually had an agreement. One of them would enter the temple and obtain the overall score, while the other would obtain the treasures placed in the temple. In this way, with the combined strength of the two of them, it was only natural that they would have a higher chance of obtaining the ultimate shrine. Obviously, even though the god-worshipping Eagle acted alone in the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table, he was not the only one in his team. There were two other martial arts cultivators from the Chitta Nation, and they were all his trusted followers. After these two followers entered the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table, they did not follow the actions of the god-worshipping Eagle, nor did they rob any divine halls. The most important thing was to protect themselves and not be eliminated from the small world of the heavenly mandate sand table. All they had to do was wait for the god-worshipping Eagle to snatch the advancement divine hall, or even the ultimate divine hall. Then, they would also receive a huge comprehensive score, and they would eventually have a chance to join the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute. And if these two also joined the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Institute, worshipping Eagle would have his own force. It could be said that he was preparing for the future. Compared to the god-worshipping Eagle, Eater Gentleman did not have so many goals. As a warrior of the Heavenly Being's secret land, it was almost certain that Eater Gentleman would be selected to enter the Northern Academy of the Heavenly Mandate Realm. For him, the overall score of 100 in the Ultimate Shrine was not attractive. What was really attractive was the treasures in the Ultimate Shrine. Because of this, the two of them hit it off. You robbed the Divine Hall. I want the treasures. It was a joy. In the beginning, Eater Gentleman and the god-worshipping Eagle were placed together in the northern region of the small world of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table. When the Advancement Divine Hall appeared, they had already fought, but the result was a tie. Therefore, at that time, the two of them had already reached an agreement. Now that Ji Tianqi took the initiative to step aside, wasn't it exactly what they wanted? The god-worshipping Eagle almost immediately flew toward the ultimate shrine, and Eater Gentleman guarded behind him, blocking all opponents for him. Just as I expected, Ji Tianqi did not land far away. Seeing this, he narrowed his eyes, drew a sword in his hand, and slowly flew toward Eater Gentleman. He was not stupid. When he saw that Eater Gentleman and the god-worshipping Eagle appeared together to deal with him, he knew that the two must have some agreement. Now that he took the initiative to step aside, it was to verify his guess. However, what did he mean by flying toward Eater Gentleman? Why did he not stop the god-worshipping Eagle flying toward the ultimate shrine at the first instance? Ji Tianqi, do you want to spar with me? If this spar happens, the divine hall will be gone. Eater Gentleman smiled leisurely, his eyes narrowed into slits. I don't want to spar with you. Come on. Ji Tianqi laughed and waved the long sword in his hand. Suddenly, endless sword aura condensed, like a waterfall, and swept toward the fat body of Eater Gentleman. Good, you're serious. Eater Gentleman was shocked to see this. Did Ji Tianqi really want to spar with him? Ji Tianqi's strength definitely surpassed Eater Gentleman's. Just by seeing that Ji Tianqi could break through the 5th level of the Celestial Spirit Shield, Eater Gentleman knew that he was no match for Ji Tianqi. However, at the moment, he did not need to defeat Ji Tianqi. He only needed to delay him for a while. Eater Gentleman was quite confident about this. No matter how weak he was, he could not be defeated by Ji Tianqi in one move, right? In the time it took for Ji Tianqi to use 3 moves, the god-worshipping eagle would have entered the ultimate shrine. It would not give Ji Tianqi any chance. Come on. Eater Gentleman narrowed his eyes like a Maitreya Buddha. He raised his hand, and a wave of golden divine runes flashed, accurately blocking Ji Tianqi's string of sword aura. River East Sword. Ji Tianqi shook his hand and waved his long sword. The string of sword aura that was like a waterfall suddenly changed direction in the air, heading straight for the god-worshipping eagle that was flying toward the ultimate shrine. Brother god-worshipping eagle, watch out. Eater Gentleman's expression changed slightly, and he hurriedly warned. However, he was not very nervous because the god-worshipping eagle was strong. The sword aura alone would not be able to do anything to the god-worshipping eagle. It would not even be able to stop him for a breath's time. However, the next moment, Eater Gentleman's expression changed drastically. At a glance, he saw an unfamiliar celestial being secret realm cultivator soar into the sky. Like Ji Tianqi, he wore a white robe and held a long sword, slashing at the god-worshipping eagle who had turned around. There were sword rays in front and behind him. The god-worshipping eagle was completely unprepared for the attacks, coming from both directions. A new celestial being expert. The god-worshipping eagle's expression changed drastically. With his strength, he would have to use all his strength to block Ji Tianqi's sword aura. It was absolutely impossible to defend against the attack of this new celestial being expert at the same time. At this moment, the god-worshipping eagle could only use all his strength to block Ji Tianqi's sword aura. The sword aura from both sides was too fast, and he had no chance to dodge. With a loud bang, the sword aura crisscrossed. The sword aura from both Ji Tianqi and the new celestial being expert exploded near the god-worshipping eagle, creating a strong airflow that pushed the nearby Eater Gentleman back a good distance. It's over. The Eater Gentleman's heart skipped a beat. Of course, he could see that the new celestial being expert was a martial arts cultivator from the Tianyan Sword Country. When he entered the small world of the Heavenly Mandate Sand Table, his cultivation was only at the 9th level of the true spirit secret realm. But now, he had stepped into the celestial being's secret realm. His name, the Eater Gentleman remembered, was Yunzhe. Yunzhe, deal with the Eater Gentleman, Ji Tianqi said faintly. Then, he waved his long sword and attacked the Eater Gentleman. The new celestial realm expert was quite handsome and had a snow-white face, just like a girl. Whether it was his movements or his demeanor, they were all quite gentle. Yes, the handsome Yunzhe nodded, waved the long sword in his hand, and attacked the Eater Gentleman. Mo Shang, Shuelan, if you don't take care of this, the ultimate divine palace will be Ji Tianqi's. The Eater Gentleman gritted his teeth and shouted. He turned around and flew to the other side where Mo Shang and Shuelan were. With just him alone, he was definitely not a match for Ji Tianqi and Yunzhe. He glanced at the place where the worshipping god eagle was, but to his surprise, he could not find the worshipping god eagle. Obviously, the god-worshipping eagle was eliminated by the joint attack of Yunzhe and Ji Tianqi. If it was not dead, it was seriously injured. This made it impossible for the Eater Gentleman to have the courage to fight Ji Tianqi and Yunzhe alone. The celestial being expert from the Soul Valley Demon Kingdom, Mo Shang from the Shadow Demon Royal family, turned into a blurry black-clothed figure and looked in the direction of the Eater gentleman. As for Xuelon, the celestial being expert from the Ice Source Temple, she also looked at the handsome young man Yunze in surprise. I didn't expect that someone could step into the celestial being's secret realm in the heavenly mandate sand table. Mo Shang and Xuelon were both surprised. They looked at each other and saw each other's thoughts. Chapter 343. No one wanted to see Ji Tianqi win the ultimate divine palace. Although Ji Tianqi was the strongest, it didn't mean that others had to obey him. The battle for the ultimate divine palace didn't make much difference to the warriors of the heavenly secret realm. But this represented a kind of momentum. If they could win the ultimate divine palace and join the Northern Academy of the heavenly mandate realm, they would have more capital and might even surpass Ji Tianqi in the near future. The black figure of the Shadow Demon royal family, Mo Shang, and the white-robed Xuelon of the Ice Source Temple charged toward Ji Tianqi at the same time. I'll stop them. You enter the divine palace. Ji Tianqi flew in the air alone and stopped in front of Mo Shang and Xuelon. As for the Eater, who had already run far away, he didn't chase after him. As he said this, Yunze, the warrior of the Heavenly Cloud Sword Nation who had just entered the Heavenly Secret Realm, nodded and flew toward the ultimate divine palace. Yun was the surname of the royal family of the Heavenly Cloud Sword Nation. In other words, Yunze was a member of the royal family of the Heavenly Cloud Sword Nation. In the Heavenly Cloud Sword Nation, his status was the same as Chu Huang's in the Tang Empire. Therefore, Ji Tianqi was also willing to do Yunze a favor. In the future, he might be a great help if he had a good relationship with the royal family of the Heavenly Cloud Sword Nation. Don't even think about it, Xuelon shouted. Her snow-white figure flew across the sky and attacked Ji Tianqi with a burst of ice and frost. It was basically impossible for Ji Tianqi to resist her and Mo Shang on his own. Before, Ji Tianqi faced the Eater and the god-worshipping eagle alone because they were injured. But Xuelon and Mo Shang were at their best. Sword. Ji Tianqi turned his right hand, and suddenly the sword light flashed toward the burst of ice and snow. At the same time, some of the sword light swept toward Mo Shang to prevent Mo Shang from bypassing him and attacking Yunze. Mo Shang was caught in the sword light and could only fight with Ji Tianqi. He couldn't chase after Yunze. In this way, Yunze was about to enter the Heavenly Secret Realm. A guy who just entered the Heavenly Secret Realm must not be strong. You guys find a way to stop him. I'll try to jump into the ultimate divine palace. In the forest, not far from Longyu, the 6 Chi-Dragon cultivators looked at each other and were finally ready to take action. Originally, if Bai Shunning was here, they wouldn't have had the chance to enter the ultimate shrine. However, now that Bai Shunning had been eliminated, they had to give it a try. Immediately, 3 of them activated the profound Qi in their bodies and used their movement martial skills, instantly dashing towards where Yunze was in the sky. The 3 of them had all cultivated some kind of martial skill that allowed them to jump several hundred feet into the air. However, they could not stay in the air for long. Yunze, who had a gentle expression on his face, frowned slightly when he saw the 3 figures rapidly approaching. He waved the sword in his hand, and immediately 3 streams of sword chi attacked the 3 people. The 3 of them who had leapt into the air with their martial skills had no room to dodge at all. They could only face the 3 streaks of sword chi head-on. The 3 of them shouted, and a translucent defensive barrier condensed in front of them. However, when the 3 streaks of sword chi swept towards the defensive barrier, it was destroyed in an instant. Then, it pierced through the bodies of the 3 people and easily eliminated them. Even though he had just stepped into the Heaven's secret realm, Yunze's strength was not something that ordinary rank 9 true spirit martial cultivators could compare to. Facing Yunze, they did not even have the qualifications to stop him. Almost there. However, at this time, there was still a Chi Dragon cultivator who had directly jumped towards the ultimate shrine. With a single step, he had already approached the ultimate shrine and was about to step into it. Seeing this, Yunzhe remained calm. His expression did not change as he casually threw out a stream of sword chi. The Chi Dragon cultivator could not resist this sword chi at all. This sword chi was between him and the ultimate shrine. It had become the biggest obstacle between him and the ultimate shrine. And no matter what, he could not cross this obstacle. Puff! The sword chi swept across and sent the Chi Dragon cultivator out of the heavenly mandate, Sand Table Small World. Go! It was also at this time that Hong Yu, who had just hidden to the side, and the remaining Ghost Valley Wing envoy flew towards the ultimate shrine from different directions. At the same time, there were also many bird-type demonic cultivators that could fly. All of them flew towards the ultimate shrine. Although Yunzhe's speed was fast, the flying speed of these bird-type demonic cultivators was not much slower than Yunzhe. After all, these bird-type demonic cultivators were born with the ability to fly. Slash! Yunzhe waved a long sword in his hand, and streaks of sword chi shot out. Unfortunately, these bird-type demonic cultivators were not like the Chi Dragon cultivators from before. They could also move freely in the air. Facing the sword chi, these bird-type demonic cultivators all flapped their wings to avoid it. However, even though they had dodged the sword chi, they were still a little further away from the ultimate shrine. The corner of Yunzhe's mouth curled up slightly as he flew towards the ultimate shrine at his fastest speed. Just as he was about to step into the ultimate shrine, a figure suddenly flew up from below. It seemed that he wanted to attack him and then step into the ultimate shrine. You're courting death. When Yunzhe saw that the person who had rushed up was Long Yu, he couldn't help but snort coldly. Do all of you really think that I, Yunzhe, am a pushover? Now, I, Yunzhe, will tell you what the Heaven's secret realm is. As the sound of his voice faded, Yunzhe waved his longsword, and sword chi sprayed towards Long Yu. Is the Heaven's secret realm that amazing? This ultimate shrine is mine. The corner of Long Yu's mouth curled up slightly. Facing Yunzhe's sword chi, Long Yu was not afraid at all as he continued to fly towards the ultimate shrine. Dragon Sparrow Flash. When the sword chi attacked, Long Yu directly used this martial skill, causing his entire body to turn translucent. However, his figure did not stop as he continued to head towards the ultimate shrine. Swish! Yunzhe's sword chi pierced through Long Yu's body. However, Long Yu was not affected at all. The sword chi actually passed through Long Yu and attacked into the distance. Seeing Long Yu continue to fly towards the ultimate shrine, Yunzhe was stunned, and his movements slowed down by half a beat. Although he had casually condensed that sword chi, it was definitely not something a mere rank 9 true spirit martial cultivator could block. Even if he could block it, it shouldn't be like this. His sword chi actually had no effect on Long Yu at all. This was too unbelievable. If Long Yu had relied on a defensive martial skill to block it, Yunzhe would not have felt anything. At most, he would only feel that Long Yu was a little stronger than an ordinary rank 9 true spirit martial cultivator. But now, Long Yu seemed to have done nothing, causing his sword chi to have no effect. His body has become translucent, as if he no longer belongs to this plane. What martial skill is this? Yunzhe thought in his heart, his eyes burning with passion. This martial skill was simply too strong. If he, Yunzhe, could obtain it and successfully cultivate it. However, Yunzhe didn't have the time to think about it now, because at this moment, Long Yu and he were already very close to the ultimate shrine. Dragon Sparrow Instant Space. Suddenly, the pitch-black wings on Long Yu's back flapped, bringing him along like a black ray of light, instantly flying in the direction of the ultimate shrine. Yunzhe wanted to continue stopping Long Yu, but he discovered that even his sword chi could not catch up to Long Yu's speed. What kind of movement technique is this? It can actually unleash such a terrifying speed. Yunzhe's eyes widened as he stared blankly at the scene where the sword chi he had unleashed followed behind Long Yu's, but was completely unable to catch up to him. As Long Yu stepped into the ultimate shrine, Yunzei's sword chi arrived late and slashed at the closed door of the ultimate shrine. The ultimate shrine had been seized by Long Yu. As for Long Yu, he was just a mere rank 9 true spirit martial cultivator. How was this possible? Yunzei was stunned on the spot. He held his sword and stood in the air, completely unable to understand why such a thing had happened. At the last moment, even his sword chi could not catch up to Long Yu, let alone himself. Even if he and Long Yu sprinted from the same position, he would not be able to reach the ultimate shrine before Long Yu. Yunzei, what's going on? When Ji Tianqi, who was flying in the air not far away, saw the situation, his face darkened. He had given the ultimate shrine to Yunzei and stopped Mo Shang and Xuelon himself. However, he never thought that the ultimate shrine would actually be snatched away by a rank 9 true spirit brat. He could tell that this was definitely not Yunzei's fault. The main reason was that the brat called Long Yu had too many shocking methods. If Yunzei's sword chi had attacked any other rank 9 true spirit expert, or even a heaven realm expert, it would have been enough to stop the other party's advance. However, against Long Yu, it was completely useless. In Long Yu's eyes, it was as if the sword chi did not exist. What happened next was even stranger. Even Ji Tianqi had to admit that he was inferior to Long Yu's sudden burst of speed. Even if he, Ji Tianqi, was here, he would not be able to stop Long Yu from stepping into the ultimate shrine. He had actually fallen into the hands of a rank 9 true spirit brat. Yunzei and Ji Tianqi's expressions were naturally very bad. A good 100 points, and the ultimate treasure of the ultimate shrine had actually been snatched away by a rank 9 true spirit brat, just like that. The Shadow Demon Royal Clan expert of the Soul Valley Demon Kingdom, Mo Shang, stared at the tightly closed door of the ultimate shrine, snorted coldly, turned around, and left. As for the Heaven Realm girl of the Ice Source Temple, Xuelon, she frowned slightly. Now that things had come to this, it was useless for her to continue fighting with Ji Tianqi. Instead, her impression of Long Yu had suddenly deepened by several levels. Originally, although Long Yu seemed to be in the limelight among the more than 400 people who participated in the Heavenly Mandate Sacred Selection, Xuelon did not care about him at all, because he was only in the rank 8 true spirit at that time. But now, Long Yu had finally obtained the ultimate shrine. Long Yu, I'll remember you. Xuelon snorted softly, turned around, and left. That brat actually snatched the ultimate shrine. In the distant sky, the fat eater also had a look of surprise on his face. His narrowed eyes revealed some displeasure. If it was Ji Tianqi or other experts of the Heaven Realm who snatched the ultimate shrine, Eater would feel a little better, but now, there was no doubt that Long Yu's act of snatching the ultimate shrine had suddenly offended all the experts of the Heaven Realm. However, how could Long Yu be afraid? You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.